developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So individual carbon footprint tracker.
This equation has 4 factors, a little bit of multiplication. So you've got a thing on the left, CO2, that you want to get to 0. And that's going to be based on the number of people, the services each person's using on average, the energy on average for each service, and the CO2 being put out per unit of energy. So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to 0. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to 0. That's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look.
We recognize different ages for different purposes. We recognize 18 for the draft. We recognize 16 for driving in some states. We recognize 21 for drinking. So we recognize different ages for different purposes. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Could I have a second to engage that?
Certainly. I'll yield to the gentleman from Kentucky.
Would the chairman join me in co-sponsoring a bill to raise the draft age to 21?
No.
But the chairman feels that their brains aren't fully formed at 18, 19, and 20.
The research does indicate that in certain respects, but the Selective Service needs, I mean, if the country needs people, it needs people.
It needs people.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to Let's be clear. I hear it all the time. Cumulative deficit reduction, pay for the programs many times over.
And I'm just sick of seeing him. I know he says he's going to retire. Someone needs to grab that little elf and chuck him across the Potomac.
Welcome back to another Niner Stick with Koolfrogg. I don't know where AmericaShirts is. Y'all know what to do to get him to get in here. Go ahead, chant him out. Tell him, get your butt in there. Let's say hi to everybody real quick. Looks like Princess and Tony K. Tonic showed up first. What's up, TR? You can't say second. You weren't here second. It's not how it works. You're third. You're going to be third from now on if you don't stop it. Just kidding. Hello, Rose. Medic Mitchell. Hello. How are you doing? Good to see you. Let's see here. Short order. Cook and Kirk. Rose. Black Sheepdog Tony G. Thank you so much for the donations yesterday. Very well appreciated. Thank you a million times over. That's awesome. I did get another donation from somebody else, and it just comes across as someone, and it gives an email address. I don't want to dox the person. I want to know who this person actually is that's actually donating to me, so I can say thank you very much. It's awesome. This person's actually donated to me several times in the last few days. Hello, Ish. How you doing? Oh, AmericaShirts. 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 Well, okay. I guess he wants to be that way. He wants to be late. He thinks he's being fashionably late, but you know, if you haven't checked out AmericaShirtsAreFirst.com, I mean, they're decent shirts. They really are. You should really check it out. Use that promo code Koolfrogg, give 15% off anything in the store. TR. Hello, everyone. I'm tired of typing everyone's names tonight, but I love you all. Well, that's awesome, TR. So you're just going to stop typing people's names? It's not that hard. Just put in the @ button and type the first couple letters. Select, click, go. Oh. Toy box brain in the house. Is that vampire blood of his makes himself late until the moon is out? Well, being that he's all the way over on the East Coast, it's midnight for him. As that goes, that moon should have been out for a few hours. There you go. And Kirk, there you go. Shirts, shirts, shirts. Hello, Tweety US News. Good to see you. Glad that you're here. Are you calling shirts a fashionist? Maybe. I mean, they're all right. They're decent. They're decent shirts. It's really dependent on your style. If you like having things on the front of your shirt, if you want just words on the front of your shirt, or it's really totally up to you. Momentum Mari, how you doing? Oh, autofill doesn't work on your phone. Well, it's not my fault, TR. Sunflower Sky. Hello, how are you doing? Glad you're here. Everybody, before I go and start, why don't you go ahead and hit that like button real quick. Get it all the way up to the 13 people that are actually here. And let's scream at shirts. Let's go. Don't really want to cover this too much without them. That's just the way it is. So I did have a couple different people today. Tired Canadian. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Like I said, I did have a couple different people actually throw me a couple different links today. I like to please most, so I'm going to see what I can do about actually making sure that their content actually gets included. Not sure how easy this first article is really going to be, and it just seems like it's a good thing to potentially get into. Oh, there he is.
Who?
Sure.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Hi.
Everybody's AmericaShirts. Koolfrogg, what's the military flag in the background? Are you talking the Trump flag, or are you talking the United States flag?
The folded one.
It's just a United States flag. It's folded. I took my time to make sure that it was folded properly.
Oh, good for you. It's a good Boy Scout.
Yeah. Sure, because my joke didn't work. They rarely do in writing. I'm all for shirts. Stars and Stripes funeral folded. I just took a flag and folded it. Yeah, I used the what they would normally consider, I guess.
Well, that's the way you're supposed to fold it. It doesn't matter whether it's a funeral or not. That's the way that it's
right. When you
that's the
watch
way
them
that it's supposed
actually
to be
fold
folded.
it, actually pay attention to how they do it or whatever, and it's it's folding angles, triangle into it, whatever. You get to the end and you tuck it through. I really took my time to be sure that it was done correctly, and I used another person to hold the other side nice and taut. I actually folded it before I moved to this apartment, and that's why it's not getting unfurled. It's going to stay right the way it is. I do have another American flag on the way, so that way I can put one outside my apartment. And I want to say that's supposed to be here within the next few days here. Maybe it's tomorrow. I think it is supposed to be tomorrow, Thursday, that it would actually show up. So I'm not positive what I'm going to do with it. I was thinking of, putting it outside, but then because it would be on a pole, I'd take the pole and bring it in each day or whatever, so that it just wouldn't stay out overnight. Because whatever. I do have a floor base holder as well coming, so that way when I bring it in, I can actually just stick it in the floor base. I'd probably stick it in the corner here or something. Just because, why not? It's just I can't watch them fold, do the taps and the 21 gun salute without crying. Yeah, it's very. It's one of the harder things to actually stand through without actually even at least catching. I've had plenty of family that has actually gone through military and had the particular whatever, everything happened, that way. It's very something. It's kind of interesting. Let's see. Let's get going here. So then, I do have quite a few articles pulled for today. I was thinking that the speech was supposed to be today, but the speech is actually tomorrow, on the 1st. I know some of you are like, "Oh, well, that's today." Well, it's only 10 o'clock here for me, so let's do this. This article actually came from somebody else. They threw it at me and said, "Hey, would you potentially like to actually throw this through?" Do this one first. So this is actually from Azerbaijan paper. So it says Ukraine officials accused of stealing train loads of aid. The allegations come amid mass raids from the SBU, an anti-corporation agency in Zaporozhye region. Ukrainian officials in eastern, I don't know how to actually say that correctly. I say Zaporozhye because I can't really pronounce it correctly. That particular region is being investigated for allegedly stealing massive amounts of humanitarian aid sent to them. They're accused of looting hundreds of freight cars worth of goods. Raids at offices and addresses associated with the suspected embezzlers were reported on Tuesday. Agents of the SBU, Ukraine's successor to the KGB and the Anti-Corruption Agency, NABU, conducted the operations according to the statement by the agencies. That particular region is mostly controlled by Russian forces, but its capital and some of its surrounding areas are under Kyiv's control. The raids targeted the Kyiv-appointed administration and members of the city council, according to the SBU and the NABU. The agencies also reported confiscating what they believed to be narcotics and illegal firearms while searching the premises. While the official statement offered few details, a more comprehensive account of the ongoing probe came from Ukraine public figure Evgeny, who is widely described by the social media as an unpaid agent of the NABU. The agency has previously confirmed working with him. According to the post on Facebook, the suspected grifters made off with almost all humanitarian aid sent to the region, selling the goods through local retail chains. The total volume of what was stolen amounts to 22 sea transport containers, 389 freight train cars, and 220 trucks. That sounds like an awful lot of stuff that had been stolen and taken. It doesn't make sense to me at all. So this is Afghanistan all over again. Ukraine's rampant corruption means the Western supply of weapons is likely to eventually backfire. The activist named several senior officials of that region as suspects and shamed them for posing as Ukrainian patriots while profiting at the expense of the country. Shevchenko is a controversial figure in Ukraine. He emerged from the radical wing of the so-called Maidan protests in 2013-2014 and made a name for himself as an associate of militia commander and former MP Grishin, who prefers to be called by his nom de jure, Semyon Semchenko. Last year, Shevchenko and Semchenko were arrested on allegations of involvement with the illegal militia. The arrest came after Shevchenko was accused the office of President Vladimir Zelensky of derailing an intelligence operation aimed at luring a group of Russian security contractors to Ukraine and detaining them. Shevchenko believes that his arrest and that Shemchenko were in act of revenge by Zelensky's chief of staff, Andrei Ermak. In past posts about the raids of that particular region, he linked the suspects with the president and head of the office, pointing out that the officials targeted. So, as far as that goes, it sounds like there's an awful lot of munitions that are being sent through the region to actually help them out. And all they're doing is they're turning around and people are stealing the stuff, which means, are they actually being used the way they're entailed to be used? How many billions of dollars are we going to continue to send to fund all this for them to only to continue to be either damaged, destroyed, or stolen and resold to somebody else and not be used for what it's meant and intended to actually be meant for? It really doesn't make sense to me. It's very disturbing, to say the least. I'm going to pour a drink here real quick. Any thoughts on that? Not really?
No, I mean,
okay.
It's kind of stuff that we already sort of know was going to go on, I think.
But now it's being pointed out. It's being
Right,
pointed out
right.
that it's actually happening, that people are actually doing what we actually expected them to actually already be doing. It is kind of disturbing when you think about it, that, they're just going to continue to do whatever they want anyway, because it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or does. Let's just do it. Okay, that's supposed to be there. Let's do.
I just watched another Ukraine soldier TikTok, like just giving away their position. It's just like, it's so stupid. It's so dumb.
So let's see here. I'm going to do something else that's relevant to the area. As I was digging around today, it seems as though there's several different areas in this world that seem to be going through issues. We're going to try sticking with the world news before we move on to
You don't say.
some more, like we always do, because that's the way we do it, right? Sorry if I'm not paying attention to chat. Anybody that wants anything read, make sure you tag me in there. Let's see, Zelensky and the Ukraine passports of his ex-political allies, 3 Jewish oligarchs who helped him until he stated supporting the Azov. 3 Jewish oligarchs who helped him until he stated supporting the Azov. Go figure. So this is a Serbian military launches drills near Kosovo. Now, we've kind of heard about this. We've actually kind of hit on it a little bit, that we heard of things happening, that they're moving troops near and closer. That they're moving troops near and closer to that region. I was just disturbed for the short moment. So it says Serbian army units kicked off exercises near the administrative boundary with Kosovo on Wednesday, though the timing coincides with deadline given by Pristina authorities, the implementing of controversial ban of Serbian documents. Belgrade insists the drills were entirely routine. The training is carried out to preserve the high level of combat readiness and the units involved and the capability to, if needed, quickly react to establish peace and security along the administrative line. Particular attention is paid to drills simulating an attack on the unit and the tactics, techniques, and procedures to stop illegal crossings, extremist groups, operations, and organized crime. Local residents have reported sightings of trucks, armored vehicles, and even tanks near Roscoe and Nova Pazar, cities nearest the two administrative crossings of the breakaway province, where ethnic Albanian authorities tried to interdict traffic and Serbian documents last month. We did, like I said, we did kind of in that they're still worried about it, and they see that there's more coming. Really don't know what this is actually going to cause in the future. It sounds like there could be, some massive fighting in that region. There you go, AmericaShirts.
We have this. Okay, that's Kosovo there in the red. Excuse me. And that's Serbia is the more rectangular one, directly to the right of that, extending north. This was a country that was created after the fall of Yugoslavia, and it has always been, and I know people, this is a little bit of a controversial kind of a thing, almost like the Ukraine type of thing. Gee, it sounds familiar. But these people, Kosovo has always been a part, historically, has always been a part of Serbia. I mean, look how small it is. And look how weird Serbia looks, right? Like, Serbia has always been, including at least a large portion there of that area of Kosovo. Let me see. Is there another? There was another map here someplace. Here. See this? Like, that's kind of what Serbia should kind of look like. And as you can see, like, Kosovo takes up a large portion of that. And so Serbia's border is like pushed in and all kind of weird like this, but it's always been historically sort of this whole, I don't know if you can see my cursor or not, but like that whole border there. And there you can see this one.
So another fight over some, but mostly landlocked piece of area. Go figure.
Yeah. And you can see like the border of Serbia here, right? Like this Kosovo just jettisons right into there, and it should sort of encircle and come back to itself, but it doesn't. It like comes up and jets over. It's another one of those countries that was created to, of course, stir the pot of shit on the global stage. Kind of like some of the stuff in the Middle East after they left for colonization, and then so on and so forth. Other nations, Africa is another example of that to a certain degree. And then, of course, there in Russia, where they broke up Russia into Russia and Ukraine, the communists did. And then after it fell, then they became two different countries. And then there's with Yugoslavia and all that nonsense. And then Kosovo's there. And of course, the United States takes the stance to try to go after Serbia and protect Kosovo. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know too much else about that per se, but I know about the border and I know about what it was historically and so on and so forth. But other than that, I don't know all of the like military stuff that's going on and everything in the more modern day.
Right. It's really, there's so much going on that you really can't keep up with everything. It's kind of difficult to actually do such a thing. Real quick shout out to Mims, Chuck John, Pam, and a couple others that may have shown up in the last few moments. There were a couple questions pointed at us real quick. TR, the fedora was for me to actually, it was covering those I was waiting for my brown contacts to show up so I don't shoot you with my ultra mega eyes.
Right.
It's very warm to actually wear a hat in the house, so that's why I'm not actually wearing it, and that's why you'd only see me for like a short bit of time before I decided to actually give the face reveal. Let's see. Ish says, Koolfrogg, hey, when Desert Shield happened, news outlets were filming SP sneaking on the beaches and finally just stood up because the news gave up their positions. Worst case of giving up our troops. Sure. I mean, don't really know how to answer anything on there or whatever, but yeah, I mean, interesting statement. So let's see here. I think we kind of hit on the like very, very briefly. I'm gonna actually hit on this a little bit more than what we had. So this is Pentagon announces Iran caught stealing U.S. drone ship. The Pentagon announced Tuesday Iran had been caught stealing an unmanned U.S. drone ship in the Arabian Gulf. The Iranian ship cut the line, towing the U.S. drone ship after being confronted by the U.S. patrol ship and the Seahawk helicopter. The U.S. Navy prevented the support ships from Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy from capturing an unmanned surface vessel operated by the U.S. Fifth Fleet in the Arabian Gulf. While transitioning international waters around 11 p.m. or transiting international waters around 11 p.m. August 29th, U.S. Fifth Fleet observed the IRGCN support ship Shahid Bazir towing a sail drone exploring unmanned surface vessel in an attempt to detain it. U.S. Navy patrol coastal ship USS Thunderbolt was operating nearby and immediately responded. U.S. Fifth Fleet also launched an MH-60S Seahawk from Helicopter Sea Combat Squadron 26 based in Bahrain. The actions taken by U.S. naval forces is in response resulted to the IRGCN vessel disconnecting and the towing line to the USV and departing the area approximately 4 hours later. The U.S. Navy resumed operations without further incident. So I find it kind of strange that we just so happen to have an unmanned drone ship sitting right out in the middle of the Gulf, not being used. And did they put it there on purpose? Was it something that they were trying to protect others from actually intervening in? Was it something that they're doing on purpose? It's kind of interesting that we just so happen to have this boat sitting out in the middle of the sea.
Well, if it's a drone, is it a drone ship? Like, is the ship like a drone that's a ship, or is it like a ship that lands the drone? Like,
see, that's what I'm like. That's what I was expecting, and it was like a ship that would actually like house drones as opposed to it just being
a drone
in itself.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting question. It's really kind of interesting because
if you scroll up to the picture, it's like what's what there, like, unless of course it's just a stock photograph of some kind.
And that's what I'm wondering. Is this a stock photo? I mean, it does have
It says photo by Navcent Public Affairs Arabian Gulf.
Yeah, Navcent.
Screenshot of video support ship, and I can't read the rest because our faces are over.
The Shahid Bazir left from Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Navy unlawfully towing a sail drone Explorer unmanned surface vessel in international waters.
So then it's like a remote controlled small boat then.
How small is the boat? That's the question. So what is this actually supposed to house? What is all going on?
Oh, no. The thing that's up to the thing. Oh, there's the video. Here's the video. I'll just play the video.
So it says the Iranian warship tried to capture the U.S. drone operating in the Persian Gulf. U.S. Fifth Fleet said
See the small thing floating around in the back? That would be, and I mean, I guess from my understanding, that would be the.
So to me, it seems like the longer flat boat is the actual drone boat. Let's see here. It says. Can't hit the X. It won't let me. There's a share button like right over the top of it. I want to actually read the screen. Over the last year, the U.S. operated a fleet of uncrewed surface vessels throughout the Middle East for ongoing testing. So, for whatever reason, they were just like, "Oh, it's unmanned. It's just a drone boat. Go take it." And obviously,
See the little thing in the back? It's dragging. Like that's what it looks like.
This thing here. This is what they're actually trying to capture. Is this little tiny thing here, or this is the actual?
Well, I'm assuming it's the tiny thing because they keep showing the big boat and they're saying that they're taking the boat and there's no other boat that they can tow other than the smaller one. No one's towing the big boat.
Right.
And I'm assuming those things that are sticking up there are like a bunch of antennas or something.
There you go. TR just sent me something real quick. He says U.S. Navy tests unmanned sailboat off of Jordan. And you can see it's just a tiny little, this is what they're actually capturing, this little boat off the back. If they're trying to steal the little sailboat, I can actually probably try pulling more up on that. Sure. So it's... we all get to learn together. This is the fun one.
Well, it's not a submarine. It's a just small. Yeah, there you go.
It's
there
just a little sailboat. So you can see, you can actually see this U.S. Navy tests unmanned sailboats off of Jordan. That's all they were. It's just little tiny little sail drones. I'm gonna mute the music on there. But several different versions of these sail drones that they're actually testing. So somebody has to be actually, controlling that to a point, you'd think. Like they're not just going to send it out and see where it goes. They're going to actually go, particular spots. Looks fun. It's a fun little sailboat that they got going on there. I see you, TR. Thanks, brother. So I'm going to stop sharing that. I'm going to go back to this other one. If I can. It's giving me issues. We'll just boomer through the night. It's okay. So
Boomer.
Here it says a sail drone is a wind and solar powered unmanned surface vehicle capable of up to 12-month data collection missions in the open ocean. In October 2013, a sail drone nicknamed Honey Badger completed its first no-handed Pacific crossing, sailing 2,248 nautical miles in 34 days from San Francisco to Hawaii. Early sail drone Explorers prototypes were designed with a narrow hull supported by two outriggers. The latest design is that the 23-foot hull and a deeper, heavier keel that are powered by 15-foot wing, which is effectively a sail like on the sailboat, but a design more similar to the wing of an airplane. Wind passing over the wing produces thrust and small tab at the end of the tail attached to the wing controls in the angle of attack. The rudder controls the direction of the hull, and the keel keeps the sail drone upright. The sail drone Explorer is used primarily for science data collection and single beam ocean mapping. There are also two larger platforms, a 33-foot Voyager designed for maritime security and ocean mapping, and a 72-foot surveyor is designed for deep ocean multi-beam mapping. Download vehicle product cards. So, I mean, there's all the fleet of sailing drones is monitoring our oceans. Earth is a water planet. Oceans make life. Oh my God! Look, it's a big circle. It's not flat. What in the world are they showing us?
Basically the same thing as the last video. Scientific sensors.
Tonic says it's a drone ship. RC hobbies have gotten out of hand. So out of hand that they're actually giving us maps of a big globe like circle. Dang them. Oh, sure. Look at you can see the movements. Showing us depth ranges. I have the volume on. They're just not, there's no music, there's no sound. "2019 sailed drone went around Antarctica." Interesting. I'm not going to watch the whole 8-minute video. It's not going to happen. So then, CENTCOM Commander General Michael Kurula praised the crew of the Thunderbolt. This is a statement from Michael Eric Kurula, Commander, U.S. Central Command, regarding Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps illegal attempted seizure of U.S. unmanned vessel in the Arabian Gulf. The professionalism and incompetence of the crew of the USS Thunderbolt prevented Iran from this illegal action. This incident once again demonstrates Iran's continued destabilizing, illegal, and unprofessional activity in the Middle East. I mean,
Well, no shit.
we kind of realize that's what's actually happening is this Iran is actually continuing to do whatever they want.
No thanks to your president. Allegedly.
Sticking in the region. Oh, this one. See, I should have done this one before it.
What are we looking?
Just kind of, well, I'm looking at these articles that I have pulled up because I have a whole ton of them. I just want to be sure that I'm kind of sticking it on the region a little bit, and as opposed to jumping around back and forth from one region to the next. This one,
you know.
This one should have actually been in there before the one that we just did. So this is UN inspections team due to visit this particular nuclear power plant. The power plant, this is United Nations inspectors due to visit this Russian-occupied nuclear power plant, Europe's largest nuclear facility, as they seek to safeguard the site amid artillery shelling that has prompted global fears and disaster. The International Atomic Energy Agency mission arrived in the southern city of, they have such strange names. And of course, if we ask them to, say the names of our states, they'd probably mess it up too. From the plant on Wednesday, Ukraine's defense ministry said that the inspectors were scheduled to visit the facility on Thursday. For weeks now, Ukraine and Russia have accused each other of endangering this particular power plant with shelling and drone strikes, risking a Chernobyl-style radiation disaster. Kyiv asked Russia, says Russia has been using the plant as a shield for its forces to hit towns and cities, knowing it is hard for the Ukraine to return fire. It has also accused Russian forces of shelling the plant. Russia has denied Ukrainian assertions of reckless behavior, questioning why it would shell a facility where its own troops are garrisoned as what it calls a security detail, arriving on Wednesday afternoon in that city. IAEA Chief Rafael Grossi said that the real work will start on Thursday. He underscored the challenges ahead. So it really sounds like, when it comes down to it, that there's some major issues in that region. It's a mission that seeks to prevent a nuclear accident and to preserve the largest and biggest nuclear power plant in Europe. So it sounds like they're both actually trying to actually keep control of this particular area, and they're playing games with each other to see who actually can actually keep control of it. And of course, they're gonna send in UN to actually safeguard the particular power plant as opposed to allowing it to continue to be shelled. Does that put UN troops inside the borders of Ukraine? It kind of sounds like it. Kind of sounds like we would actually put something in place to actually protect it. If we're going to put something in place to protect it, that means we're actually troops in place to actually stop things from continuing to happen. I see my name show up a couple times here. Do you think the drone ship is hunting subs? That could be something. That'd be interesting. Victor, I'll hit you up one of these times. I'll totally check you out. You can email me at koolfrogg@gmail.com if you would like, and we can hold a conversation there. Not opposed to talking to you. I should turn on some music, huh? Satellite images show Pakistan's devastation with an area the size of Wyoming is underwater. Homes and buildings have been swept away and farmland turned into mud across swaths of South Asian country. As you can see, there's a couple different maps that are here, and it's actually showing the amount of water that is actually engulfed the region. It sounds kind of dangerous. And very interesting to say the least. This is the imagery which is provided by NASA satellites. Also shows farmland has been replaced by mud trenches in several parts of the central Punjab province. It also shows a small fraction of homes swept away by the floods and the devastation. And what the Pakistani government estimates equals to at least 10 billion in damage across the entire country. Thousands of villagers.
Really bad. That was really bad over there.
You can just see that there's some massive damage that's come from this particular.
Oh yeah, like that's the before and after right there, right? Like the river.
You can see the difference between where the river was.
Holy shit!
Where it is now, it's massively changed.
Oh yeah, you see all that brown all around the river? That's like mud.
All that mud. You can see the difference. You can see the difference between where it was darker there to where it is now underwater, under mud. It could be a scary ordeal for any region to actually deal with. This is the Kabul River that has been inundated with water. Apparently, I had a couple of tabs in the wrong spot. I'm going to see if I can't fix that real quick so that we can continue to move around smoothly.
Oh, later they call me Rose.
Good night, Rose. Have a good one. So I think I fixed that. I think I fixed that for the most part. So then here's some news out of the Mediterranean. So this is the USS Truman departs the Mediterranean after eventful Europe deployment. So this is the Harry S. Truman Carrier Strike Group left the Mediterranean Sea this week after serving more than 8 months on deployment that coincided with the buildup of full-scale invasion of Ukraine by Russia. USS Harry Truman, along with the embarked carrier Air Wing 1 and the destroyer Squadron 28, transited the Strait of Gibraltar on Tuesday. The Navy said it in a statement Wednesday. The carrier's home port is in Norfolk, Virginia. Truman's departure leaves the George H.W. Bush Carrier Strike Group on duty in the Mediterranean, part of the U.S. Naval Forces Europe, Africa, U.S. Sixth Fleet Area of Responsibility. The USS George H.W. Bush arrived in theater Thursday, sailing with Truman in the Ionian Sea for much of the last week, while commanders met and handed off duties as well as transferred ammunition, according to the statement. The George H.W. Bush officially Saturday. This has been a meaningful deployment for the strike group. It sounds very interesting that we're just, we're making some movements, or moving some boats around and actually, trying to create better placements for military might that it be. So this is the Truman arrived in the Mediterranean Sea in December, scheduled eventually to move to the USS Naval Force Central Command, U.S. Fifth Fleet Area Responsibility in the Middle East. But later that month, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin ordered the carrier to remain in the Mediterranean as Russia staged military troops and equipment along the Ukraine borders in preparation for the February 24th attack. Moscow also ordered ships from its Baltic Sea Fleet to the Mediterranean and launched attacks on Ukraine from the Black Sea. During its time in the region, the Truman supported patrol and training flights in Eastern Europe, sailed the Adriatic, Ionian, and Aegean seas, and made port calls to Italy, Croatia, Spain, and other locations. So then, as far as that goes, it just looks like there's some actual, U.S. movement that's actually being made. We're actually taking, one fleet out and putting in another one that's a little bit more up to date, is my thought. To actually move one out and move another one into place. Who knows where what's going to happen next and why they're actually making the movements. It's such a time. It's kind of fun and interesting to actually know what's actually going on with our own movements of troops. Let's see here. Some more world news before we actually, break off into some U.S. stuff here. There you go. UN releases a report on Chinese treatment of the Uyghurs, fails to mention particular genocide of sorts. So this is United Nations released a long-awaited human rights report concerning China's ongoing genocide against the Uyghurs and other ethnic minorities in the Xinjiang on Wednesday, but made no mention of genocide in itself. Released on the last day of Michelle Bachelet's tenure, the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, the 48-page human rights report also stopped short of complete determination that China is culpable of lesser offense and crimes against humanity. Instead, of the UN report only states that China's arbitrary and discriminatory detention of Uyghurs and other Muslims may constitute international crimes, in particular crimes against humanity. Both the United States and British authorities have previously characterized China's treatment of Uyghur Muslims as a genocide. However, the report did not find that China detained Uyghur Muslims in internment camps and found credible allegations of large-scale abuse of indoctrination. Additionally, the report found that allegations of widespread abuse, even graping of Chinese officials, did appear credible and would be in themselves amount to facts of tenure or other forms of ill treatment. Several human rights activists told the Daily Caller News Foundation that they believed the report served as a legitimized China's genocide. The report doesn't even once mention that what is going on in eastern Turkestan is genocide. So it's really disturbing when you actually hear that they're actually calling it what it is as opposed to actually, what it actually is. This is a result of China pressuring the UN to downplay the ongoing genocide. The fact that they are only saying China's actions may constitute crimes against humanity has been done to appease China. Therefore, it's a huge victory for China. Yeah, really it is. To actually, go around and say, well, that didn't happen. It's kind of disturbing to actually hear that and to think that that's actual, the way it actually is. I really, open your eyes, people. I mean, we all know, we've all heard of it. If we haven't heard of it from, before or whatever, now they're going to try to suppress it. They're going to try suppressing it from us to actually say, oh, that never happened. I mean, what else didn't ever happen that actually did happen? Because, there's so many things that do happen in this world that they tried to say, oh, no, that didn't happen. It's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay for you to actually go and discriminate against any other group and remove them. It doesn't go along with your own thoughts. The fact that they waited until the last minute to publish the report shows that the UN leadership may have been negotiating with China on the types of terminology was going to be included. The report doesn't reject the Chinese government's narrative around counterterrorism. It uses the Chinese government's narrative, only urging them to review their counterterrorism policy and thus legitimize their atrocities. As a Xinjiang related report you mentioned, China has made clear its stern position on many occasions. We firmly oppose the release of the so-called Xinjiang-related report by the Office of High Commissioner of Human Rights. The report is pure stunt orchestrated by the U.S. and a handful of other Western countries. Really? It's orchestrated by us? We're the ones that are forcing you to actually not say it and not tell us the truth about what's actually happening? Mm-hmm. Likely.
Yeah, no.
AmericaShirts, you're not awake?
Who?
So you're not awake today? What's up?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Me?
Wake up, brother.
What?
Huh? To move on, Japan is supercharging its military in response to the Chinese threat. Japan's military requested a record defense budget in 2023 Wednesday, following several moves designed to improve its defense against the rising threat from China. The 5.6 trillion yen request, equivalent to roughly $40.4 billion, would grow to as much as 6.5 trillion yen once procurement of the costs for some weapons can be defined after the government adopts a new national security strategy in December. The Associated Press reported concerns over China's military buildup has accelerated Prime Minister Kishida's drive to expand Japan's military over the next 5 years and deepen security cooperations with the U.S., Israel, and neighbors of the Asia Pacific. So as you can see, Japan is actually, friendly with the United States and totally against what China is actually doing. China continues to threaten the U.S. forces and unilaterally change the status quo and is deepening its alliance with Russia. The ministry said that in its budget request, according to Reuters, Kishida has advocated to double the Japanese military's defense spending from 1% to the country's GDP to 2%, roughly 10 trillion yen or $72 billion, paralleling NATO's spending quota the Wall Street Journal reported in April that could make Japan's military the world's third largest behind the U.S. and China, which could be okay if that's the case, being that they're actually friendly with the United States as opposed to being friendly with China. It could totally help out means in the future. So then let's see here. Make sure I didn't have anything else that was. And one more thing here. So this also
And
came
that
from
thing
somebody.
with Japan is kind of what oh my god, I just forgot his name. I feel bad now. What's his face that comes on here from Japan that we bring on?
Max?
Yes, Max. God. Brain fart. Yes, Max. That's kind of what he was talking about. Upping Japanese military stuff, and he went into some other details about that. That's what he was referring to. And then now here you see it on the news in the West here. So heard it here first, people.
You see Barton Bella says Japan was at 212% of the GDP last year. So, I mean, one thing says one thing, another says another. You always have to think about everything that you're actually being read and said. I'm going to play this video here real quick. So this is Trudeau's Liberals have a pattern of racism. This one came from somebody else. Thank you very much for sending this to me. It's kind of interesting. It's a little 4-minute thing.
The Trudeau Liberals say they're going to do a review of their own anti-racism funding project. That's according to Public Safety Minister Marco Mendocino, who's come out and said the Trudeau Liberals really messed up by giving 6 figures to a raging anti-Semite. The Diversity Minister, Ahmed Hussein, says they're going to look at their vetting process.
Don't say Hussein. Oh, wait.
A racist got money for anti-racism work. It's all very confusing. But here's the truth. If the Liberals actually want to make a difference, if the Trudeau administration is sincere about this, they're going to have to look at a much bigger pattern of racism in their government.
Slow it down on the 10 people that are here.
Laith Marouf. For example, last year, Global Affairs Canada, the department of our federal government that trains our bureaucrats that go out into the world and represent Canada as diplomats, these guys conducted diversity training, which taught a bizarre kind of racism. They taught that objectivity, perfectionism, a sense of urgency, the kind of cultural traits that are pretty fundamental to life in a country like Canada. They taught those things are white supremacy culture. Can you imagine that? We're training diplomats to go to other countries and say that being on time and punctual is white supremacy. How might that message go over in India or South Africa or China? Weird stuff. Or let's take a look at another department that got into hot water over racism. This is the Ministry of Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship. They put forward an anti-racism strategy earlier this year that included a weird definition of white people. It obfuscated the difference between white people and white privilege, which is already kind of bizarre enough. But then it went so far as to suggest that if you are non-white, but you have the wrong politics, you could be considered white, regardless of what you look like.
Oh my God, kill me.
Dark-skinned person from all sorts of different parts of the world you could be. And you come to Canada and the Department of Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship doesn't think you satisfactorily question white supremacy and colonialism. Maybe they consider you white now. This is weird stuff. So when we say that the problem of racism in the Trudeau government is bigger than Laith Marouf, we mean it. Let's look at another example from earlier this year. The Ministry of National Defense. They commissioned a report on racism, and they were accused of actually promoting racism in the process because they defined diversity and inclusion in the workplace as excluding non-white people who are religious. You heard that right. The very arm of government that oversees policy that shapes our military and armed forces put forward a report arguing that diversity and inclusion does not include non-white people if they are religious. I mean, when you talk about racism in the Trudeau administration, it is so much bigger than what we've just seen in recent headlines. It is an ideology, a worldview that is, on one hand, obsessed with calling other people racist, like our entire country, but then putting forward weird ideas about who people are and trying to define them in these racial categories that don't make a lot of sense. So if there's any sincerity, if the Trudeau Liberals are serious about a review of how they've approached anti-racism, they've got a lot of work to do. But hey, I'm here to help. Prime Minister Trudeau, give me a call if you'd like a hand in figuring this one out.
I found it very interesting. The person that actually sent that to me, thank you again. But you know,
Welcome to the New World Order.
the idiocy of the left. That's pretty much what it comes down to. It's like, people just not thinking, and it's like, oh well, you know, you're only white if we tell you you're white. Thank you for being able to tell me and dictate my life. Oh wait, I'm not Canadian. That's according to the to Trudeau. It's really kind of ridiculous, and where they actually push racism.
Racisms. Oh, before we move on to other things, Dragon Man is here. Yellow Dragon Man.
What's up, Dragon Man?
TR was saying to pull up his chat from now. It is 12:55 is when it was. But he chatted it. It's about his shirt that has arrived to him.
Tuesdays, Fridays. TR said this?
No, Dragon Man.
Well, Dragon Man said this.
Yeah.
My shirts, my FBI shirt arrived. Have not worn it yet. Don't want to get arrested. Awesome. Good to hear. Good to hear that you actually got your shirt. It's awesome that you actually support.
So it works, people. You can totally get a shirt. I'm not a fraudster.
We just don't know if he has a real face.
I mean, I guess that's up for debate, but you know.
He's just a shirt.
I am. I'm just a shirt that has other shirts. You know? Oh, there's Jules. Hello, Jules.
Jules, long time no see. How you doing?
She says, Froggy,
Yes,
you are showing your face.
Yes.
Capital R,
Yes.
by the way.
I hit 500 subs, which picks up a community tab. I was gonna wait till 1,000, but I figured if I turned it on now, maybe it will actually help me get to the 1,000. That being said, I have picked up quite a few subs in the last few days. Let's go and check it out. See where I'm at real quick. I picked up another one. Thank you, whoever just subbed. It says 527. We're just going to continue to slowly grow. We'll eventually get to that 1,000.
Oh, there's Super V. Hello, hello.
Super V, how you doing?
Alan Walsh. Hello, hello, hello. It says Mofo Raid.
I'm thinking that's supposed to be a question from Ish. Is Shirt a lizard person?
I can definitively say no. Now, Nancy Pelosi, now she might be part lizard or full lizard herself. You know,
See, and that's what everybody gets. They're like, oh, he's got a beard. Love it.
Is that what that's called?
Yes, it's a beard. Koolfrogg, I'm just a shirt that has other shirts. I'm gonna clip that. That's my favorite thing right now.
Glad I made your day there, TR. Glad I made your day. Vicky T.
What?
Hello, hello.
I'm okay like that. Shirts. Koolfrogg shirts didn't say hi to me. I'm crying now. You gonna say hi to Jessica?
Hi, Jessica. There you go.
Memento, we need to start plugging Koolfrogg's channel and other channels we chat on. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, do it up. I'm still waiting for that community tab to actually show. It's only been a few days. We'll see how long it actually takes for him to actually give it to me. Because, it's YouTube. And now that they know that I'm definitely a white man, it could actually take them a little bit longer and be like, wait a minute, this white man sitting there telling news like he is? Oh no.
You could just
raid. Who's raiding me?
Justin Trudeau, your face up a little bit, maybe.
Madcore Mofo raiding you, bro. Yes, awesome. Thank you, brother. Good to hear. Good to hear.
He says, "How are yous, bud?"
We're doing.
Bud.
Bridget Buckley come walking through the door. There you go. Bella Maddie's mom. Oh yeah, Mofo raid. Susie says, "Oh, the mofos are in the house."
Yeah.
Alan Walsh, good to see you. Good to see you. There you go. Those are numbers that I like to see. Get up to like 20, between 20 and 30. That's where I normally kind of sit.
Hello.
When I hit 50 on those special days, it's like, oh, that's awesome. I wish I could do that every day. Shirts, just a shirt, and I'm sitting here. Well, good to see that we're actually climbing up a little bit. We're up to about 24 viewers at the moment. You get, mods let me know if I need to slow down chat. Otherwise, I'll leave it where it's at. It is on subscriber mode, so. Bella says, first time I've actually seen your face, Koolfrogg. Yay. Oh.
No, they said your
where
face.
have you been?
Said it's the first time I actually seen your face. Your face, Why? Oh, that means yo.
Where have you been? I've been showing my face for the last fewish days. I think we started on Friday with the face reveal because I actually hit that 500 mark. Like I said, do the face reveal, see if I can't get myself to 1,000. Apparently, people like to actually see a face.
I know it's kind of weird, isn't it?
I get it. Well, I've got a lot of compliments with for the hair, for the beard.
Like, who needs to see faces? Just wear masks. God, I mean,
just
geez,
wear
people.
masks. Well, what's your problem? Just wear a mask. Turn on your camera. Oh, I don't got one. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's when it was, the tinfoil hat reveal. Yeah, exactly. Bridget says, it's the beard. Yeah. There seems to be quite a few people that like it. Don't shave until you hit 100K. Dang. It's going to be long. No, I won't shave for a while. I got to get somebody to professionally actually trim it out for me, or as opposed to actually, I won't shave it. And I'm sure there's one person in particular that wouldn't mind doing that for me. We don't have to say names. So, we get into some, we get into some more local-ish news. This one was very disturbing. because a bunch of us kind of assumed that this was going to happen because of what it was. And there you go. Democrat Poltella defeats Republican Sarah Palin in Alaska special election. First Democrat win in 50 years thanks to ranked choice voting. We told you all when they were doing their primaries. This is where the issue is going to be in, because they're going to actually do this ranked choice voting. It's going to take them a little while to actually let us know exactly when and where the stuff is going to happen. And this is exactly how it works. They go and first time in 50 years that a Democrat actually wins this seat.
I mean, we all know it's horse shit. I mean, come on.
We knew exactly where it was going to go. We knew exactly where it was going to go. Ranked choice voting is not the way to actually do it. And they're like, oh, this is, I seen a map the other day. If you actually did ranked choice voting and you actually do it like this or whatever, like most of the country, all the way through the center of it, whatever, it would all be blue. And be like, stop it. Stop with this crap. That's pretty much what they're doing. Is there any way that we can to actually cheat our way through? Oh, I didn't say that out loud, did I? Yep. That's pretty much what it comes down to. I mean, anything they can do to actually make it work in their favor is what they're going to continue to do. Democrat Mary Patella defeated Sarah Palin in Alaska special election to replace Don Young in Congress. She's the first Democrat to win the House seat in a solid red Alaska in 50 years. The GOP legislator this year implemented ranked choice voting and mail-in ballots. We have no clue how this and just turned around. There you go.
Oh no, we all know how deep dark blue Alaska is.
That's exactly how that worked out. This is right here. You can see how regions turned blue. Look at that. President Trump won Alaska by 10 points in 2020. Again, we warned about the back in May. Alaska moved to mail-in voting, and at the same time, they dropped signature verification on the ballots. Oh. So no signature verification. You can mail in your ballot. Choice voting. There you go. You're gonna see this a lot more. You're gonna see, because they see how it worked. They're gonna be like, all right. Now that it works like this, let's do it. Let's do what we can to actually implement this across the board and get it into more and more states, so that way these normally, considerable red states will actually flip to blue for the first time ever. It's so super disturbing to actually see that this actually happened. We
Scroll back up to the map there, right, like that. That's it says popular vote. Mass district.
Popular vote by state house district, and popular vote by borough. Yeah. So I mean, you can see, there's an awful lot of red in that area, but this whole outside area, whatever. You know how many people live in these areas compared to these ones? I mean, there's a big significant difference in where the population actually lies, and when you actually see these areas like this all turning blue, it kind of really makes you think that there's something else that's majorly going on. Hey, Melissa Jane, how you doing?
Yellow.
Bartonville says, well, let Alaska keep voting blue as they tank Alaska's economy. Biden is hurting their energy production. All those gains Sarah Palin had made when she was governor have been wiped out. Yep, exactly. They just destroyed the state of Alaska by implementing such a thing as ranked choice voting. Yay, we can all be super excited about that now.
Woo.
Let's see here. I know we kind of jumping around a little bit from topic to topic, and apparently AmericaShirts really doesn't have any thoughts on anything today. He's like, we're doing news again today. See, I think we need to actually figure something else out to do on one of the days in the middle of the week, just to change it up or whatever, get ourselves away from the news and the politics or whatever, because it seems to just kind of drag us. Don't know what to do yet. But
I'm a little mentally
it's him personally.
spent. I am mentally spent today.
See, I was smart about it, and I took a nap midday, so make sure that I was up and ready for all those. So here you go. U.S. forces ordered to stop using gender pronouns to improve lethality. Oh, really? You don't say.
Oh my God.
So here's the unauthorized examples. He, she's, male, female, youngest, oldest, sergeants. The authorized examples are this sergeant, this NCO, and this member.
Oh my God, kill me. Oh wait,
Well,
they can't kill anybody.
but they're ordered to
Minecraft
stop
is
using those pronouns. So now that they're ordered to stop using specific pronouns for people that are in the military, and they're actually maybe they will actually grow up a little bit. Yeah, improve. Right, improve the fighting.
I mean, like
lethality.
that's such a. I mean, that's a quote. Like that's so blatant. It's like, oh, we're gonna improve the lethality here. Oh, okay, and we're gonna be doing that by why? Well, zims. Like what? I mean, unless you just think that everybody on the other side is just gonna kill themselves over your stupidity, I don't see how this is gonna be lethal.
No, they removed it. They removed the use of these particular pronouns. So here you go. The unauthorized examples include he, she, male, female, youngest, oldest, Sergeant Murray. The list of authorized examples are this sergeant, this NCO, and this member. So being that they actually removed using he's and she's and turned it into yes, sergeant, yes, NCO, yes, this member, that member, whatever, they're actually removing the use of pronouns in the military. Thank God that they actually finally thought about it and actually said, oh, maybe this isn't the right thing to do, to actually continue to use pronouns in any way, shape, or form. Use of pronouns. The use of pronouns in any way, shape, or form is ridiculous. And somebody come in here and tell me, oh, everybody has a pronoun. No, I don't. Military leaders who should be focused on defending the United States from ever-increasing array of threats, particularly in the Pacific, where China is flexing its military might, are instead spending valuable time thinking about rules on proper pronoun use. It's painful to think about the amount of time servicemen have already spent writing these rules instead of figuring out how to beat China. Somebody needs to remind DoD leadership that they're in the business of preventing and winning wars and not the Oberlin Lounge. So, being that they're finally removing things like that, is they thank God. Yes, okay, that's a good start. Take it out of the military.
I don't think that's what it was saying. I think it was saying that they removed, again, authorized and the unauthorized was the previous, that the him, the he, the whatever.
Gonna make me pull it up again and read it one more time. I gotta go dig through the show setup real quick. U.S. forces ordered to stop using gender pronouns to improve lethality. Ordered to stop using gender pronouns. I mean, is it any more straightforward than that?
Yeah, like stop using him, her, like that kind of thing. or yes sir or whatever. Or like authorized, unauthorized. Right?
The Division of U.S. Pacific Forces, the branch tasked with confronting China, has ordered its senior leaders and commanders to stop using gender pronouns in written format, saying that the shift to more neutral language will help improve the fighting of lethality. They're taking it away. They're like, no longer do you get to use any of it at all. You call them, yes, sir, no, sir, or, yes, sergeant, no, sergeant. There's no removing that actually takes it away from you actually being able to actually say these pronouns. The ban on pronouns, age, and race. They removed it. You no longer get to actually call anybody anything. Alan, identify as a PlayStation. So, I mean, to me, it sounds like they actually removed a bunch of stuff to actually stop you from actually saying, you know, calling people thems and theirs and whatever else. It's just a straight out. That's the way
I mean, I suppose. I just have everything through this libtard woke glasses of like, oh shit, what are they doing now?
Right? It's like, oh damn, what are they doing? Why do they keep on doing this crap? See if we can't wake up AmericaShirts. I have no clue what's going to actually do that. Maybe this will actually kind of help them out. World Economic Forum. Public must eat synthetic meat to fight climate change. Really, they need to freaking stop. Give me a goddamn.
Oh, they gave a diagram.
They do.
I mean, oh my god.
Oh, that was on that tab from Twitter. Where did it go? I know I retweeted it, so it shouldn't take me too long to actually find it. But they gave an exact diagram to go along with this. Here you go. Let's pull this up. They want you to eat shit. They really don't want you eating, you know, cows and whatever else, because they're like, nah, we want you to eat this kind of stuff. Let's see if I can't make that anything bigger. There you go. What will our diets look like in 2030? Synthetic nutrients. Some fresh fruit and vegetables will be replaced with supplements made by the World Economic Forum partnered corporations. Seed oils, oils like canola, are more sustainable, plus reduced levels of toxic testosterone. Intermittent fasting. We will eat 40% less food in 2030 to meet net zero. This is good for our waistlines, and good for the planet. You can eat nothing and be happy. Oh, really? We can eat nothing and be happy? We don't need food to sustain ourselves? Really? Good to know. We can just eat shit and we just be like, oh yeah, you'll just be super skinny and worthless. You won't be able to actually, you know, even pick up your own body. Alternative.
And notice everything here, probably except for the little bit of intermittent fasting, but at the same time, I mean, they're coming at it from like, you know, a little bit of depopulation. So you've got synthetic nutrients, right? Most fresh fruit and vegetables will be replaced by supplements. No, that's not healthy. Micro livestock, we've already been over that. That's toxic. Alternative proteins like this, that's toxic. Oh,
Good night, Dragon Man.
Seed oils and canola oils in particular, even if they're not genetically modified, are not the best oils for you. Seed oils like that. They're not the best type of oil for you anyway, but most of those are GMO'd. And so either way you look at it, it's bad for you and toxic. And then, oh, by the way, we want you to intermittent fast from eating a bunch of toxic stuff. Like, they want you to die. Like, let's just be honest.
Screw that. I'm not eating synthetic garbage. Exactly.
They want you in the
I don't want anything
pods.
to
They
do
want
with
you
this.
with metaverse glasses on your freaking face. They want you jabbed up. They want you masked up in a pod in a giant mega city, stacked on top of each other, eating this crap, taking their experimentation until you're dead. And then they get whatever they want. And they own the ground underneath of your feet and everything. And then if you drive to work or do something for them, they control where you go. They control how this happens. And then you're so full of toxins, you'll drop over dead at the age of like 30. I mean, this is insane. Like, oh, fresh fruit and vegetables will be replaced by supplements. They don't even want you eating vegetables.
They're like, no actual food whatsoever.
I mean, what
we
happened to
give you-
veganism and vegetarian stuff that they keep, a lot of these people, in some of these lefty circles push, like, oh no, you're just going to stuff your face with grasshoppers and crickets.
Oh, we didn't get there yet. Look at these alternative proteins.
Oh, that's
Third of our
the
protein will
biggest
come
growth
from
that
soy-based proteins, lab-grown meats, and upcycled citizens. What?
Oh, yeah.
Upcycled citizens? Oh. That's always good for you, right?
Soylent
Other
Green
people-
is people, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the New World Order from the movie from the 70s they told you about. Hello, we're here. Like, like that's literally what it is. That's literally Soylent Green. That's literally what this is. The alternative
I
protein.
figured eventually I'd strike a nerve with them, wake them up. There you go. Micro livestock. 2/3 of our protein needs will come from micro livestock like cockroaches, flies, and worms. Now, I've just talked to somebody the other day or whatever that actually uses some form of cricket of sorts to actually give them an extra boost of protein over and on top of everything else they already eat. Like he mixes like small bits and whatever ground up powders or whatever into his drinks and stuff because he does a lot of workout. But I still had to question him on some of it or whatever and how much he actually eats in regular food, and he's like, oh, I eat a lot of regular food. So when it comes down to it, it's like, this isn't going to be healthy for anybody. No way is this going to actually be.
I mean, this is what they want. 2030. This is what they want. They want to use quote unquote upcycled citizens
8
to
years.
eat. They want you to stuff your face with crickets and with flies and maggots and worms and shit. Don't eat any vegetables. Eat nothing green. Have some seed oils. And then, of course, almost half the time you'll be fasting. Is what they want.
I'll live
I
on
mean, this
whiskey.
is hell. Like, that's what they want for you. For me, for everybody.
Jessica says, so essentially I'm going to die of starvation because I'm picky, correct?
Yes, and then you
yes,
will be fed
potentially.
to everyone else. That's what they want.
Right. They're
This
like,
is
oh,
the
good. More food for
depraved-
everybody else.
I mean, we used to make horror movies out of things like we used to make, again, Soylent Green. These things used to be like, holy shit. Like, now the World Economic Forum's like, oh, hey, this is great. This is what we want. I mean, they're literally telling you, they were telling you this beforehand from that movie even. And the New York Times came out, like, what was it, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, talking about how cannibalism is in the future.
Exactly.
be
Barton
cannibals?
Bellish. She says, so they're not hiding cannibalism? Nope. It's
No.
it's going to be straight out what they're going to actually do, because we're taking up too much space in the earth by actually
I mean,
burying us
literally
the old way.
everything here is toxic and will probably end up killing you very quickly. Okay? Like, that's what this is. Oh, yeah, there you go.
I should have started with it.
But that's what's going on here. Like, that's exactly what's happening here. We cannot let them do this or anything even close to this. We have to get our people in office.
Memento says, I worked at a Kellogg's cracker factory for years. You'd cringe at the things that would get into the crackers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, stuff like that happens, but there's not going to be any crackers anymore. There's going to be Soylent Green on cricket, or crickets on Soylent Green is what it's going to be. Like, I mean, you might take a couple of supplements if you can afford it. You might get some seed oil drips into your like bottled water or something as you're sitting there in your pod. I mean, like, that's the kind of hell they want. Like,
there you go, a Memento. Go ahead, tell her a bunch more. Tell her everything that's in those chips and crackers that she eats all day long.
oh God. But like, everything here is toxic. Everything here is going to lead to you being full of toxic crap. Nothing here is good for you. Again, it's like they don't even want you eating fruit and vegetables. We've gone beyond just the anti-meat. I mean, when Alex Jones sits there and says they're anti-human, I mean, that's what these people are. These people are evil. They want you to eat other people. They're literally telling you, hey, you're going to go to the grocery store and eat other people because there's too many of you. So you will eat each other. That's literally what this is saying to you. I mean, these people are satanic.
So, yeah, there you go. How's everybody feel about that?
That's not a hyperbole.
You
and
ready?
That's not an exaggeration.
This is happening. This is happening by 2030. They're going to be pushing this. Not
They
to say
have their
why.
marching
Not to
orders.
say why they've already been just sticking us with jabs and stabs or whatever for as long as they have been to actually reduce anything at all. Now, listen, they're going to go along with this type of formula and be like, okay, this is what we do with them when they're actually gone. We go and we upcycle the citizens, and we actually, start feeding them other types of proteins, and we're going to make them all diet. They're all going to actually get really skinny and be worthless. Not eat fruit, vegetables, not eat meat, not eat, no regular food whatsoever.
I mean, like a freaking pig that eats slop doesn't eat this shit. I mean, you are lower than animals to these people. You're literally lower than swine to these people. You understand that, folks? You as the populace of this country and the populace of the planet, you are worth less than a pack of swine eating slop.
So,
literally, that's not.
I'd eat a finger if it was dipped in bacon grease and cheese. Gross. That's freaking disgusting. Barton Belly has a good point. So they're going to use the IRS to seize private land so we can't feed ourselves. Nope, 87,000 more. I'm telling you, this is going to get super scary. Very disturbing. Deep fried fingers. Disgusting.
And I mean, sure, it's in 2030, and everybody here is like, oh, that's crazy. That's whatever. It's like they have their marching orders. Every other thing that they've planned for 2030 is the Build Back Better Joe Biden administration. They're putting these things forward. This is in the future, mind you, but they're already laying the groundwork for some of these things. We talked about in the state of Washington, they have laws where you can turn human beings into bio-sludge and throw it onto farms. Now they don't even want to use farms for people to eat. They'll just use some farms for people to supplement, and then they'll feed you. They'll feed other people to you. I mean, this is insane, but that's what they want. I'm not saying they're going to get it, but that's what they want. That's their plans. That's what they throw out to you. So wake the hell up and put a stop to this. Vote the people in that need to be put into office. All the MAGA people, all the, for people who live in other countries, people that are similar to that kind, MAGA types in your country. And let's get this ball rolling and stop this shit. I'm not saying they're going to get everything they want, but like, holy shit. I mean, they're already getting almost everything they want. They're collapsing the economy. They're collapsing everything. They're collapsing the food supply. They're collapsing our borders. They're collapsing the entire infrastructure. And it's just mark by mark by mark, line by line by line. That's exactly what they want. And then, monkeypox and whatever the hell. Let's just keep going down the list, shall we? I mean, they're trying really damn hard to do this shit. So we've got to really make sure we continue to keep the pedal to the metal, politically, socially, and culturally. I mean, we're doing a really good job, but we have to keep this up. That's just a reminder.
Let's see here. What else do we got going on? We got quite a few articles, but a few articles left here. Yeah. Slowly getting through all this. Here's the one that I want to start with. Okay, let's start with this one because it goes along with a lot of things like impeach the potato.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, on that note, Impeach the Potato, I was seeing, I didn't get to watch it yet, but not that I'm like this huge fan of Alan Dershowitz or anything, but he had on his latest show on Rumble, I was seeing, the title of it was, Is Joe Biden Going to Be Impeached? So keep it up, people. The words floating around. Let's push this ball forward, shall we? Impeach Joe Biden.
Okay, so this particular article, you can see it says House conservatives prep plans to impeach Biden. Republicans hoping to seize control of the House in November are already setting their sights on what is, for many of them, a top priority next year, impeaching President Biden.
Yes! Sorry.
The number of rank-and-file conservatives have already introduced impeachment articles in the current Congress against the president. We know who filled out the first one. We know. Marjorie Taylor Greene, thank you very much. They accused Biden of committing high crimes in his approach to the range of issues touching on border enforcement. Coof pandemic and withdrawal, a bunch of it, that's for sure. These resolutions never had a chance to see the light of day. Democrats holding a narrow controlled lower chamber, but with Republicans widely expected to win the House majority in the midterms, many of those same conservatives want to tap their new potential powers to oust the president they deem unfit. Some would like to make it the first.
I think objective reality deems him to be unfit. I don't know about they, just them. Excuse me.
You can see, we can say this about almost any of us that are actually talking about this. I have consistently said that President Biden should be impeached for intentionally opening our border and making Americans less safe, amongst many other reasons. I mean, other than just that one, there's so many things that go along with that. Thank you, Mr. Bob Good. Congress has the duty to hold the president accountable for this and any other failures of the Constitution and responsibilities. As a new Republican majority must be prepared to aggressively conduct oversights on day one. Why does that keep on popping up? Stupid Hill sucks. The conservative impeachment drive is reminiscent of that orchestrated by liberals 4 years ago, as Democrats took control of the House in 2019 under then President Trump. At the time, a small handful of vocal progressives wanted to impeach Trump, largely over accusations of obstructed Justice Department probe into the Russian ties of the 2016 campaign. The idea was repeatedly rejected by Nancy Pelosi, not least out of the fear that it would alienate voters as though battleground districts. Stop coming up, you piece of crap. The tide turned when the whistleblower accused Trump of pressuring the foreign power to find dirt on the political opponent, a charge that brought centrist Democrats into the impeachment train with moderates on board. Pelosi launched a formal impeachment inquiry in September of 2019, 8 months after taking the speaker's gavel. 3 months later, the House impeached Trump on 2 counts of related abusing power. The difference between them then and now is that liberals in early 2019 were fighting the lonely battle that scant support. This year, heading to the midterms, dozens of conservatives have either endorsed Biden's impeachment formally or have suggested they're ready to support it. So those that had been against it are finally going and actually voting for it and saying, yes, let's do it. Let's
what am I telling you, people?
He's a worthless piece of crap.
What have I been telling you? Got to get rid of him.
Nothing but a potato. Yep, get rid of him now.
Just
remove him.
And then Kamala, and then whoever the hell else, until we get good people.
You know, I don't call it one side or the other. I say top 4 need to go. Straight out, top 4 need to go. Watch everybody else fall in line. You know, dang well, when they see people like that getting ousted, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi, and Senator Leahy, done, gone. Remove them now.
Well, but the hope is that, you know, we don't have Nancy as the speaker at that particular point in time.
That's why we need to remove them now, because otherwise, Nancy Pelosi, when she gets removed as Speaker of the House come November, she won't get removed. She will still run and she'll still be a freaking House member. And it's disgusting and very disturbing. The lady needs to be removed and never being allowed to actually run for, you know, her position of in the House ever again. I know that she's on her way of actually retiring, but that's fine. She can actually be gone. TR says, do you think we should upcycle Joe Biden's?
No, God, no.
No. I don't want to upcycle nobody. Secondly, that's disgusting.
No. Just no. I mean, maybe Joe Biden's family members would enjoy that, but us normal people don't. You know.
McCarthy, McConnell, Graham, and who's the fourth? Stefanik?
Of course.
I mean, you know, McCarthy, McConnell, Graham, and Stefanik. I mean, as far as that goes, they can all go as well. I mean, you can remove everybody that's in that, in the House, in the Senate, and start over again. I know you're still going to have some kind of corruption or whatever, but immediately instill that there's term limits and stop them from being able to do what they're doing. We need to actually destroy who's in there immediately. To be read. We understand that, you know, he needs to be removed and he's done.
I will be making a t-shirt, ladies and gentlemen, with Impeach Joe Biden. So
that I will
go
buy.
Get that.
I've been looking at your stuff because I'm like watching the people that had actually donated to me and watching the funds actually increase a little bit. And now that they're actually increasing to the point where I can actually get over there, I will buy a shirt from you as soon as I possibly can. That being said, everybody that's out there, make sure that you check out buymeacoffee.com/Koolfrogg and, you know, support me right away.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work out for you, there is a PayPal link down below as well. So
there it is.
Here's another article on it. Save our political system, impeach and convict Joe Biden. In this
Let's get
country,
to it,
Congress
folks.
makes the laws and must reassert this authority. If we keep doing what we're doing, we'll keep getting what we get. To avoid getting what we're increasingly likely to get, Congress should impeach and convict President Biden. Evidently, Biden feels as there is no consequence for violating his oath of office. Last August, Biden double, triple, and quadruple checked whether he was allowed to order another moratorium on evictions without Congress. He has concluded that he has not, that he was not. Then he did it anyway on outrageous grounds that the time it would take to litigate might allow him to keep this going for months, at least I hope longer. Last Wednesday, Biden pulled the same trick with the student loans, that the president does not have the statutory power to cancel. College loans has long been obvious that even Nancy Pelosi has managed to acknowledge it. The president can't do it. That's not even a discussion. Pelosi said last year, people think that the president of the United States has the power for debt forgiveness. He does not. A week ago, Biden did it anyway with the help of what might be the single most cynical and embarrassing legal memorandum in modern American history. And why wouldn't he? Given that presidents have started to get away with such behavior as a matter of routine, in 2012, President Obama told audience after audience that he couldn't suspend deportations through executive order because there are laws in the books that Congress has passed. Those laws in the books by Congress, Obama said, more than 20 times are very clear in terms of how we have to enforce our immigration system. I'm not king, Obama said. I'm not an emperor of the United States. There's a path to get this done, and that is through Congress. He insisted, and then did it anyway. And nothing happened. In 2019, Donald Trump followed suit. Exasperated by his repeated inability to convince the Democratic Congress to appropriate funds for his border wall, Trump announced that he discovered some emergency laws in the books that conveniently enough allowed him to go it alone. Trump then took $6.5 billion from the Treasury, and nothing happened. Complaining about Trump's unilateralism, the Brennan Center noted that Trump's pivot had been executed for the express purpose of subverting the will of Congress. Go figure. And warned the public that the dangers that would be posed by allowing Trump declaration to stand. The Brennan Center was correct. Only 3 years after have elapsed since the words were written and inspired a lack of meaningful accountability that he was now watched two presidents enjoy. Trump's successor just took a set of illegal actions so enormous on scale as a beggar belief. Trump stole $6.5 billion. Joe Biden has just taken between 100 and 200 times that figure. What sort of danger, I must ask, might be posed by allowing the declaration to stand? There's not a single person in America who believes that the President Biden has done is legal, and that includes the people who penned the contrived legal justification for him. His order to a hijacking, the product not of genuine ambiguity in the law, but of preference for brute force. I know it, you know it, we all know it. President Biden knows it. This is why, in almost taunting tones, the president's apologists have begun to remind the dissenters that under the current standing rules, there may be no person in America who can sue. Well, they ask gleefully, what you gonna do about it? And that's exactly what it comes down to. And what you gonna do about it? Absolutely nobody's gonna do a goddamn thing. They're just going to continue to allow this to happen. This article does go on for a little bit yet. I'm not going to read the rest of it because that's pretty much what, where it should have actually ended, in my opinion. They didn't really need to actually pen the rest of this. It was it really kind of starts rereading itself over again. Anybody wants any of these articles, hit me up. I can actually get them to you personally. It's just disturbing on all counts that every single president thinks it's okay to continue to do what they're doing without going through Congress. Doesn't matter which one it is. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem.
It's pretty much what it comes down to. Without a doubt. Oh, let's see here. So that one's done. And I got too many tabs open yet. Trying to get myself situated. Yeah, let's do this one. So we all remember what happened last week, and all of a sudden he jumped up to 41. Look at that. Joe Biden's net approval rating dropped 7 points in 1 week.
You don't say.
Koolfrogg repeating itself like Biden? Yep, exactly. But you can see, let's just go to the graphic because that's all that matters. There you go. Biden's approving falls holding near low end in his presidency. Look at that. Last week, 41% approve, 54% disapprove. There you go. 38% now approve and 58% disapprove. They're giving it a negative 7 points for the 1 week. People just don't like this guy. Everything that he's done is worthless and pointless. Impeach him now. Stop wondering what we should do next to actually, move on with this world and just do that. That's what's needed.
Indeed.
So, speaking of the fool in charge, it looked like his wife, ex-babysitter.
Oh, Taco Jill?
Yeah, Taco Jill. She looked like she was in a meeting with other people.
Other tacos? Oh, look, there's one taco there, right? Maybe he's taco. I don't know. She would know, though. Ask her. She would know who the taco is in the room. She would know. She would know if anyone. I mean, I'm just quoting FLOTUS here, okay, people? Like, I'm not, I mean, it's her expertise. If she wants to tell us all where the tacos are, that's fine,
I'm with Susie. All these political potatoes, I really dislike them all. Yep, exactly. They're all worthless. They're all pointless. They should all be done away with. And that's why I like Donald Trump. He's a businessman. He's not a politician. I'm just pouring myself a second drink here.
Yeah, Donald Trump loves Hispanic people and he loves tacos because he likes to eat tacos. But Jill just enjoys looking at tacos. You can tell the difference.
How did the taco come from? Where did the taco come from? What is the taco? What do you remember? So then, not so long ago, do you still have that? I'm sure you do. Yesterday was Taco Tuesday, and you didn't.
My God, it was, and I forgot about it.
So she goes and she was in a particular county, I believe in Texas or whatever, where she actually goes and she calls out. She calls the people tacos. It's like just wrong, just totally wrong on so many levels. She grabbed them by the taco.
Oh my God!
Oh, it says he grabbed them by the taco. Bella says, I hate that we have to choose between two evils. Can't there be 3 or 4? I mean, there could. It just makes it easier to, pick from one or the other as opposed to, doing 3 or 4. Because, if we do, things like what Alaska just did, do some ranked choice crap, you're just going to find out that, oh, my vote didn't matter even more.
Happy belated Taco Tuesday.
But we can't get those things on our own. Raul helped build this organization with the understanding that the diversity of this community, as distinct as the Bogotas of the Bronx, as beautiful as the blossoms of Miami, and as unique as the breakfast tacos here in San Antonio.
Happy belated Taco Tuesday, everybody.
So we were talking about the president.
So if she would know who the taco in the she's the one who knows the taco in the
gives you the point on where the taco comes from. There you go, Taco Joe. So Taco Joe is sitting in this meeting with these other people.
Levels need to be at the table, and these partnerships will continue to exist. I'm going to start talking right now, and I'm done.
The president comes walking through the door.
And these partnerships will continue to exist. I'm going to start talking right now, and I'm done.
Speaking of partners.
That's a wrap.
He just walked through the door. And this is what he said. Whatever she says, I agree with. Straight out, just as that. Whatever she says, I agree with. Really? That's what happens? That's what happens in these United States of America? You're just going to go and you can agree with whatever she says? Stop it. That's ridiculous. We're getting down there. We got a few articles left here. Let's do... Don't want to go too far away from the politics if I still had something. So I'm going to quickly dig through here. We're going to skip that one. Let's do this one. There you go. Cheney to headline right-leaning think tank Constitution Day event. She's going to head up the right-leaning. Okay. Oh, there you go.
Oh, here's another.
Taco Tuesday. Yesterday.
Yeah, here's yeah. Dr. Jill Biden married to pet groomer Peter, but she won't talk about it.
Jessica says, so she wears the pants? Yes, absolutely. She wears
and the
pants.
tacos, apparently. Anyway.
W says, a wrap? Tuna wrap? Alan says, oh, that's funny. Not. Exactly. It's totally not funny that he actually just walked in on him like it was nothing. Super V says, so once we impeach the potato, how do we impeach the vice president?
Same process.
Yep, same exact process. You bring him up, the House goes through it, the Senate goes through it, and you remove them. Done. They can do both at the same time. They don't need to bring them up on separate articles if they didn't want to. They could bring them up on the same articles, and be removed accordingly. I wish we would just go back to the time of the guillotine, but whatever. So back to the piggy real quick here. So this is Cheney to headline right-leaning think tank's Constitution Day event. How is she headlining a right-leaning think? She doesn't think right at all. She doesn't have anything to do with right-leaning anything. For her to actually head up any kind of think tank, Means she actually has to have a half a brain. She has to be able to think. Just my thoughts. We're not going to even read the article because it doesn't need to be read. Because you get the point. Some other interesting news that's going around right now. Here you go. Look at that. Texas send buses of migrants to Chicago for the first time. Oh, wait a minute. He's like, wait a minute. I'm not getting my memes
Not
up fast
done.
enough.
I know, all right? I'm not getting to fast enough there.
Jimmy YouTube, what's up, brother?
But yeah, there you go. It's Miss Piggy there. Fortunately, Miss Piggy is now gone. Going to be gone.
Well,
here
I
very
mean, she's
soon.
heading up a think tank, supposedly. So apparently she's going to actually try running for president of the United States against Donald Trump.
Please do. Please. Oh my God, please.
Help them out all you can. Go ahead.
I know, because she's going to split the Democrat vote. We talked about this before, but yeah, like she's going to split the Democrat vote.
All right. So to move on to other news.
Oh yeah, yes, right. Now we can move on. Yeah.
We can.
The meme
you
is
know,
done. Now we can move on.
Right. Texas send buses of migrants to Chicago for first time, dropped off at train station. Oh, so busloads of immigrants. This lady totally looks like a migrant. Absolutely. Why is this person's face blocked out? Is there a reason that they blocked out this person's face that was standing
That's
behind
the
him?
driver.
So it says 2 buses carrying migrants from Texas arrived in Chicago on Wednesday night. The buses arrived in Chicago's Union Station around 7:30, carrying migrants from across the southern border illegally. The estimated 80 to 100 people were on buses, which included 20 to 30 small children. Many of the migrants said they were from Venezuela. Chicago is the latest city where migrants have been bused to from Texas, following New York City and Washington, D.C., all of which have Democrat mayors. Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott said in a statement that he looks forward to seeing Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, Beetlejuice, welcome the migrants since Chicago is a sanctuary city. Oh, there you go. Make yourself a sanctuary city. Guess what? You get to pick up the migrants. That's what happens.
Woo!
President Biden's inaction at other southern border continues putting the lives of Texans and Americans at risk and is overwhelming our communities. To continue providing much needed relief to our small, overrun border towns, Chicago will join fellow sanctuary cities, D.C. and New York City, as an additional drop-off location. Mayor Lightfoot loves to tout the responsibility of her city to welcome all regardless of legal status, and I look forward to seeing this responsibility in action as these migrants receive resources from Sanctuary City with the capacity to serve them. And that's pretty much, if you're going to allow them in, that's what you need to do. You need to keep them out of the small little towns and cities or whatever along the border that are unable to actually help them and support them. You bring them to these bigger cities that can support them, and let's see what happens. As a city, we're doing everything we can to ensure these immigrants and their families can receive shelter, food, and most importantly, protection. This is not new. Chicago welcomes hundreds of migrants every year to our city, says Lightfoot. Unfortunately, Texas Governor Greg Abbott is without any shame or humanity, but ever since he put these racist practices and expulsion in place, we have been working with our community partners to ready the city to receive these individuals. Oh, it's racist to transport them to sanctuary cities now? Why making them a sanctuary city? If they're a sanctuary city, that's where you bring them. That's where they're supposed to go. Somewhere that can actually afford to actually house them and feed them and do whatever we need to do with them. Whether that be upcycling them for feed, whatever, I guess. It's very disturbing. It's very disturbing that we're just willing to actually allow so many people to come across the border on a regular basis, but it's racist to ship them to a larger sanctuary city. I think that's where they should actually be, and that's where they should actually go. Let's see here. Going away from the politics, we're just kind of talking about some other stuff that actually happened recently.
Oh, what about like the did you see the pictures of the documents that the FBI took? They released the photograph of it's whited out on the photo of what the documents are, but it's just like there's a box and there's some other stuff. Like, did you see that? Do you have that pulled up someplace or?
Don't know if I still have it pulled up or not. If you can actually pull it up easier, quicker than I probably could, why don't you do that? Because I don't know exactly which one you're actually speaking of.
This one.
Oh, this one. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, they like whited out a lot of those, but yeah, that's kind of, just threw it all over the floor.
I seem to have lost all of my tabs that went along with stuff that came off of the twatter.
Oh, by the way, box of documents, I guess, means Time magazine covers in a frame over there. Because that's what was in the box. I mean, this is just more and more. This whole thing is horseshit. And that's in Mar-a-Lago on the floor.
Sounds like Jimmy wants to join us. Get you a link here in a second. Jimmy's always invited. That's the thing.
Oh, there's Barbara. She's Barbara. She's cool.
What's up, Barbara?
I'm
How you
so
doing?
sorry I'm late.
No, good to see you. Glad you're here.
I don't know why I just felt like saying her name like that, but whatever.
I got you, Jimmy. I got you. Go hit that link if you want to. I'm guessing that's what you wanted. Play the link that Jimmy put up. Well, Shirts, you want to go ahead and cover this tab a little bit more if you had more thoughts on it, and then I'll do that.
I mean, all these things are covered as like, oh, they're top secret, top secret, top secret. But again, the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as the president takes it in his hand and walks away with it, by default, it's declassified if he deems it to be. So if he just is like, hey, I want this. I want to take it back with me to an unclassified location. He's allowed to do that because, like, he's the president.
Comrade, what's up, brother?
So yeah, that's how that works. He's El Presidente. Oh, that one in the center there looks like, if you look very colorlessly here, if I can zoom. Can I zoom? Whoa, that was weird. What happened?
I don't know.
Greetings and salivations.
What
There
is
he is.
happening to my screen? Whoa.
I had actually put a link in the chat that I wanted you to look at since you were talking about current events. But this is his investigation anyway. Like, is this pertaining to Crossfire Hurricane?
Wait, who? What?
Like, these are the documents from Mar-a-Lago, right?
Oh yeah. None of this, I don't think, is going to be the Crossfire Hurricane stuff. I don't think that would be like binders full.
Well, I sure doubt that he'd keep it at his home.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, and the more you look at this case, the more you realize, and I'd mentioned this previously, but they didn't get what they wanted.
As much as I want to actually play that, we can't play Project Veritas. They would not let us do that.
What? Shit. Are you able to play anything of it? Like, not even the intro? It's nuts. Like, if we can't share that, we should put that in the description because people got to see this shit.
The most that we might be able to potentially do is to slowly move through it and actually read text off the bottom.
Okay.
Even then, because they have their own watermarks and stuff, and the way YouTube treats Project Veritas, I would assume that they would take down anything that had to do with it. They really don't like it.
It's been up for, I think, since yesterday or the day before over on their channel, and I thought it might get, like, I don't know, maybe even taken down yesterday or the day before, and it hasn't. Oh, excuse me. But basically what it's showing is straight up discrimination at this school. They're totally not allowing Christians or people over 30 to be hired. And the guy's like bragging about it, the guy that's doing all the hiring.
I'm really concerned. I just don't want my shit taken down just because.
Yeah.
You know, put up.
I gotcha.
Veritas. So, I mean, like I said, I can kind of just try to read some of it off the bottom. And it says, oh, so then what do you do with Catholics if you find out someone is Catholic? Then what? You don't hire them. You're teaching them how to think. That's it. It doesn't matter what they think about. If they think about it in a logical, progressive way, that becomes their habit. Believe it or not, the open-minded, more progressive teachers are actually more savvy about delivering a democratic message.
I'm shocked.
It's subtle. They'll never say, oh, this is liberal or democratic way of doing this. They just make it that the norm, make that the norm. And this is how we handle things. It's subtle. And now, do you make sure parents don't find out? And how do you make sure parents don't find out?
Gosh, has anybody ever had a more perfectly punchable face?
No. I mean, other than maybe the potato, they can find out so long as it's never mentioned the politics of it.
So. I mean, hey, Jack Posobiec was making the argument on Twitter earlier today that Corn Pop was just trying to, you know, defend the kids there, you know, all those kids that were around him.
I know Super V wants to rock this guy's shit. Look at him. Jaw for the punching, Mino.
And then later down the line, they're going to vote Democrat, and you will have done a great service to our country. I hope.
I mean, it's just so open.
Oh, yeah, he's brazen about it because, you know, he thinks he's gotten away with it. And he's only doing it, like, admitting when he's around people of the same mindset, or he thinks he is anyway, but it's actually some Veritas chick that's got her tits in his face for this purpose.
So the particular person that's talking is this Jeremy Boland, the assistant principal of Cos Cob Elementary School. Says, I can't get past the parents anymore. So the parents feel as though it's a responsibility to shape the schools, which can shape the kids, right? So because I can't get past the parents, do I really have as much as an influence as on the kids as I want? I try in my own way. But right now, my job is to hire the right teachers. We work for the kids. It shouldn't be. I don't think. Of course you don't think.
Super V, I said that you wanted to punch this guy in the nose. Or I said you wanted to rock his shit.
When I heard my name, I don't understand why I was brought up. Oh, he just seen your text.
I just saw you in the chat, and you were the first person. You're the first person I could throw out there. Super V wants to hit this guy. No, I know you're joking.
She might want to hit you now. Oh,
Yeah, she's mad at me. Sorry, Super V.
Sorry, Super V. It's just your comment was right on. So, just wanted to ask me as you're interviewing me, what are some of the questions you would like, you would ask me? So I'm trying to think exactly how I word this one. So in a meeting with the parent, you propose the plan you develop for your students to develop these reading skills and these concepts. And the parent disagrees with you. I'm going to actually change something here quick because I see my mistake. I should do that.
Oh, I thought you were just covering up watermarks.
Oh, so the parent disagrees with you. How do you handle that? I see it's actually covering words. That's why I did that.
Oh, Mimsy did some research. It looks like apparently this guy was placed on administrative leave.
Okay, so if someone sides with the parent, then what? You let them explain, and then you move on to the next question. But then eventually the outcome is the outcome of that. In the hiring process, how can you figure out who is conservative and who's liberal? It comes down to the stories. So typically your interview is 30 minutes, which is not a long time. So I've developed a set of questions that I use for almost all my interviews, and it's all leading them to tell a story. They ain't gonna like me. They're totally like.
That's the point, though. They want you to expose. They want you to expose yourself as a conservative, so that they can tell you, "Sorry, we found somebody else."
Right. So we interview them, and you'd call them in a few days and say, "Sorry, we move forward with another candidate." Yeah. Okay. So like you would. And would you ever?
Doesn't he have a perfectly punchable face? Oh my golly!
That look on his face is gold. And would you ever? Would you ever? You think? I don't think so. It's just that stuck mindset. That's I need to grow. I need a growth mindset. Actually, now that's my thinking about it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think one of the questions that I might start including is something about transgender students that are that identify what is it non-binary.
He didn't even know what the hell it is.
Yeah, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I have no clue what the hell I just said.
Yeah, but whatever that thing is, whatever that depraved horse shit is, let's just, hey, if they don't respond and say something stupid, crazy, and depraved, we don't want them around.
Oh, man.
If they like touching little children, then we'll put them right on the ballot.
Hired. If you end up with a student that is non-binary, tell me how you would approach that student. Don't go near it. Oh,
screaming.
That's a new question I'm going to start including. Oh, great. There you go. Perfect question.
Do you growl and bite children's arms? Yes, you're hired.
That's I would have confused him. Debbie, good one. You treat the student with respect. You are there to educate that student. They get to choose however they want to identify. It's fine that they identify as how they want, but you don't have the right to actually teach them that that's what they need to actually do. And I'm there to support them. Yeah, good for you.
That's what he wants the teacher to say, and then they're hired.
Right.
What you just read
and that's
through.
exactly what he's getting at right here. He's just right. And if someone gives the opposite answer and they're in support of, or they're not in support of transgender,
Jessica, water.
They will probably say something detrimental to the effect. Yeah, exactly. Most people would. They'd be like, "Screw you," or you could usually probably see it right in the look in their eyes as you're asking such a question. To have enough knowledge to make that decision for themselves. Snaps, you're out. You're done. If people knew what you, if people knew that you didn't hire conservatives though, do you think they would be pissed or like, I'm not allowed to ask that political leanings and they're not allowed to ask me, so it just comes down to the questions?
And again, that's the questions he set up earlier for the parents, or not parents, for the teachers that would be conservative or any way leaning that way.
Right. And the way I've worded some of my questions is, you can't really tell. All the proof is in the answers. So I'm doing the best I can. Oh, really? That's the best you can do? You can't just ask straight up regular questions like, how old are you? How long have you been a teacher?
That's another thing. If they're above 30, he won't hire them. Because he's got he has a teacher that doesn't like him at the school that he can't do anything about because she's got tenure. some old conservative chick.
Here's a good question. So, have you found that certain religions tend to be more right wing? What do you mean? The only one, I'm not a huge expert on religion, but Protestants in this area are probably the most liberal.
Shocking.
But if they're Catholic, conservative. Oh, so then what do you do with Catholics? If you find out someone is Catholic, then what? So, would you ever hire a Catholic then? I agree, but why not? Okay, so I mean, it doesn't sound like he's against the Catholic. He's just against somebody that actually is very right-leaning.
No,
anyone.
It's skipping parts of the conversation.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can't skip up a second and see if we can't get more of the. Actually, skipping some of the content. So, this is projectveritas.com. Anybody that's out there that's really wanting to hear the whole thing in context, you get the full context on this, please go check out Project Veritas. They're very...
they are one of the last bastions of true journalism.
Right, exactly. They're pretty much trying to get underneath all the stuff that's actually going on and actually trying to spread wisdom to everybody to let them know what's exactly happening in this world. I'm going to actually stop showing this or whatever because obviously we're skipping questions and we're skipping some of the statements that come from them.
Yeah, we want the full context there, but
right, exactly.
It's frightening stuff,
You get some of it. You get some of the context and where we're trying to go with it or whatever. Is basically is if you were Catholic, they're like, nah, we don't, or if you're right wing, they're like, nope, we don't want you. We don't want anything to do with you. We want somebody that's going to actually go around and spread pronouns and whatever else and usher in this new world of bullshit that they're actually trying to freaking bring into this world. It's very disturbing.
Bara Vance identifies as an A10 warthog, and their pronouns are bird.
Sweet.
That's my favorite airplane. I can't help myself. They said A10, and I'm just there.
Oh, by the way, maps, great place for maps is on walls.
Yes. If you can't really get it with a thumbtack, though, you better just hang them there with like a rail spike, like a railroad spike, good thick rusty one, maybe even 2 or 3.
I mean, you can never really be too safe. Just make sure.
4 even. You know what? 4 just to be 100% safe. You're absolutely right. AmericaShirts.
I think me and Jimmy have this covered here.
I hate that more and more people are referring to them as maps. To be completely honest, like they're pedophilers and they deserve to be
Yeah,
called
I
out.
didn't cover shit. Don't listen to me. Shit, I would have loved to have band director, but I don't want to deal with all the crap I'd have to deal with. I'm gonna be a truck driver instead. Yeah, I hear you, TR. I mean, when it comes down to it, though, if you can actually, meander and work your way around, places like Veritas throwing stupid ass questions or I'm sorry, the people that are actually being questioned by Veritas and their stupid ass shit, you could potentially work your way into a position to actually hopefully infiltrate from the inside. So hopefully there's some people that are smart enough that understand where they're trying to go with it and what they're trying to do, and can actually work themselves around it and actually just be there to actually go back to what we were originally supposed to go to school for, which is the reading, writing, and arithmetic, and not worry about speaking of pronouns and all the other dumbassery.
Yeah, it's time to pull your kids out of school. There needs to be a revolution in education of some variety.
Homeschooling, charter schools, some private schools, some charter schools, depending. I mean, it does depend on the private school and charter school.
Yeah, I like to put
Homeschool
my maps on the
groups.
wall with a railgun. Just really make sure they're on there nice and good.
Permanently put them on the wall.
Well, I mean, that way it doesn't fall down.
Yeah, right. You want them there for good. Might as well just splat it on there, just obliterate it all over the wall.
There you go. Bella Maddie's mom says, sub, I'll check them out later. Yeah, absolutely. Check out Project Veritas. Project Veritas has some really good stuff out there. Most likely I'm unsubbed from again, why I haven't seen their most recent stuff or whatever come out.
Oh, of course, right?
Because, YouTube doesn't do that.
Frickin' YouTube.
We have no clue why we're actually unsubbed from things like Project
Susan's just
Veritas.
like, I bet he probably wouldn't like this. Let's just click on.
It's the ones that you haven't watched for a little bit and you wouldn't notice are gone.
Right. Let's see here. What else did I actually have here? I pretty much started leaning away from politics, and I was bringing up some other randomness.
Is it political talking about the school stuff? I mean, like it's our kids.
According to some, yeah, maybe.
That's the future generation, and we're right fucking them.
Yep.
Like we get what we put into that. Whatever comes of the next generation, that's on what happens now.
Yep, and there's so many that don't care, that just allow their kids to actually, go to school because they don't have time to pay attention to them. They don't have time to pay attention to what's actually happening, what they're being taught, because they're being forced to work 2 or 3 jobs to actually raise those kids.
And then you get these fucking tablet kids that they don't know nothing but screens.
Right.
And then these little girls, they're raised on tablets, so they get picked up by these predators.
Not that I don't give my kid a tablet, but at the same time, there's time in the morning before I throw him on, allow him to have anything to do with the tablet, where I actually play with him. I play with physical toys. I teach him some stuff. That's why at the age of 3 now or whatever, he actually can count to 30. He can actually say his alphabet without an issue. Obviously there's more and more that needs to be taught. And now that he's getting to that age where he's, able to actually learn more and more, I need to go get myself some books from the most likely either Amazon or just go to the Walmart and pick up some at-home schooling stuff and actually start teaching them some stuff, how to actually write and use his letters properly or whatever. Teach them how to actually read real words, and not worry about teaching them how to identify as something. It's ridiculous.
It's the last thing these kids need to be worrying about. They need to worry about being kids, and they definitely need to be worried about their education because something is wrong
the reason
there.
that I left the Twin Cities. The reason that I live in a smaller town that actually allows me to actually, not have to work my butt off to actually raise him and give him what he needs. Things are so less expensive around here than what they were in Minnesota. So as far as that goes,
I want to start leaving pamphlets around in bars and just show like a bunch of different riot clips or whatever. Just little clip arts of them, like that burning McDonald's would be on there and all this, and just some statistics and things like this. And then like the theme should be enough is enough,
TR says the library has great resources. Yeah, but your library has to be open. That's the thing. It needs to be open. And the thing is the library around here isn't freaking open. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And what time frames, things are actually open when they're not. It's so stupid. So, yeah, there's benefits to living in a bigger city. There's benefits to living in a smaller city. So you really have to kind of actually know how and where to actually teach children. Barbara, he just turned 3 within the last few weeks.
Thank you, Super V. I agree completely. Yep, homeschool him.
Yep, homeschool him. Yep, exactly. And that's pretty much what's happening. He's being homeschooled. He's being taught already at the age of 2 and 3 how to do his alphabet, how to count, and how to actually be a child. He actually has cousins around here that he actually gets to hang around with, for that socialization part of it. And he's not being forced to actually go to a ridiculous school. Make homeschool America again. Yeah, there you go. That's awesome. Let's throw that one right up on the screen.
Well, why can't we have like little schoolhouses again? Like one person is homeschooling, and all right, that's cool. So I'm gonna send my kid to you because you're teaching your kids already, and my kids are the same age as your kids, and I'll pay you to teach my kids.
Does. I mean, I don't know if it's payments that I don't know if he gets paid for it, but I mean, like, yeah, you can do it. Totally.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're not getting paid, if you can actually pick up a couple neighborhood kids that their parents are struggling to actually do whatever they need to do, it doesn't cost a ton of money to actually help them for the few hours that they're around or whatever, to actually teach them a few things. If you have the means to do it, help them out.
And I mean, how hard is it to find good curriculum online? It shouldn't be very hard at all. I think it's never been more accessible.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, we'll pull that article back out.
No, we will. We were just talking about other things. So as far as going to there or whatever, it was kind of a useless article at the moment.
Excuse me. I kind of dropped in here with a big side railing cannonball.
No, you're totally fine. I'm fine with it and all sides of it. That's awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
So it says homeschool groups are amazing. We had a fantastic group. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly, I was just going to say, that's what Nick Rekieta does. Nick Rekieta, if you actually listen to him at all and anything that he does, his kids are actually homeschooled. They do get to go to the regular schools for their their extracurricular stuff.
I think those joint classes are important, because those kids need socialization too, the homeschool kids. Like if you ever met a homeschool kid growing up and they were a little off,
No, yeah, exactly. And that's why there's groups. There's these actual groups of people that are out there that are willing to actually homeschool and join in other schools or other parents, whatever, that are willing to help teach certain subjects, regardless to what the subject is. If you don't know a particular subject, in full, hopefully there's somebody else in the group that can actually teach certain subjects to actually help them actually, make themselves through the school year. These schools that are around these at-home schoolings that are around these groups, I see Barton Bella pod schools. Yeah, there's several different names for these at-home schooling sessions that you can actually create to actually give your children the proper learning techniques and not be brought into these public schools to be taught the bullshit that they don't need to know. My son's been taekwondo, horseback riding, swimming classes, and play groups. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, as far as that goes,
Fantastic.
I know that mine at the young age that he is really does need to get into some kind of a group as opposed to just sitting at home all day, which is which is fun and interesting in itself. So I mean, the stage of his life, and now that he's actually learning the stuff that he needed to learn, and he's able to run around singing and dancing, saying his alphabet. There's a couple people in here that I've known that they actually heard him actually say his alphabet because he comes and he sees what I'm doing and he wants to join me. He sits here and he sits on camera and he sings his alphabet through the microphone. So as far as that goes, there's people that know that he's not being, deprived and he's actually being raised properly. Tiara says, my public school district let homeschooled kids do band, baseball, cross country. Yeah, extracurricular activities. Yeah, exactly. Homeschool kids do get to actually join in that kind of stuff. Jessica, he's my bestie. Yeah, he's such a sweetheart, and he's actually enjoys sitting here and actually seeing other people on the screen and being able to, just be a kid. It's fun.
It's what he needs. It's what all kids need. They need to be kids.
It's what they need. Exactly. It is what they need. That being said, let's kind of move on here a little bit. I know that we've hit that article for a little bit, or that subject for a little bit there. So I found this interesting. This says Californians are told to not to charge electric vehicles days after the state had banned gas power sales by 2035.
It's almost like they want you stranded and not moving at all.
Yeah, don't leave your house. Stay at home. It'll be easier for them to find you and corral you up and make you do what they need you to do. It's really kind of ridiculous. So
buy our garbage. Buy our garbage.
Did you listen to anything that we had gone through already tonight, Jimmy?
No, I just got here. I had woken up around 12 over at my buddy's, and I'm like, yep, I'm not getting to sleep.
Okay, so we did go through quite a bit of different articles and subjects or whatever. We finally woke AmericaShirts up with some speak of the World Economic Forum's trying to pressure.
Well, speak about the devil, and I shall
beings
protest.
And whatnot.
Methinks thou dost protest too much.
Methinks not.
Methinks me need.
Methinks me needs to protest more.
It's quite the lengthy article. We're over 2.5 hours. I'm to the point of I don't want to read anymore. As far as that goes, Californians were told to not charge their electric vehicles days after a ban sales.
Now, is this not charging for like a certain period of time, or is this not charging like not at all? Not charging.
That's what I was going to hit the couple points in there. So it says consumers are urged to reduce energy use from 4 to 9 p.m. Peak times. So when you go to work, make sure that you have enough charge in your car to make it back home, so that way you're not in trouble between the time of 4 to 9. So that 9 o'clock at night, when you're finally able to go plug in your vehicle before you go to bed, so that way you have charge for the next day. Just be sure that's what's actually that you're paying attention to what you're doing if they're going to actually pull this kind of crap. It's really kind of disturbing and distracting. I see that Jessica's like, I'll read it for you. I don't have a problem with it if she really wants to come in here and read some stuff. AmericaShirts, you still awake?
Oh, me? Yes.
Okay, as long as you're
Of
still
course.
awake.
Why would you say I wasn't?
He thought you were Biden for a moment.
No, I just don't want you to be like within the next 20 minutes, be like, I'm done. Because,
I could define that attitude in a single word. I was in the
Next one, Joe.
Just to the point of.
Oh yes, speaking of Nancy Pelosi,
we've read plenty of stuff.
There's my lovely nephew there. She's Joker. She's the governor. That's now because of state of California.
Barton Bella says, I gotta go. Good night, guys. You have a good one, Barton Bella.
I see it, Barton Bella.
Jessica says, I thought a bat attacked him again.
Riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big black bat?
Flippity flaggity. Chat's being fun. That's awesome. Love
Who
it.
said that? That was your brilliant impression of me.
There you go. Here comes our reader.
I'm here, boys.
Oh, reader in the house.
Where do you want me to start? Right where it says
At the top.
stop moving. Okay.
What screen are you watching?
StreamYard.
Okay.
It says the California ISO warns that excessive heat could stress the energy grid, leading to blackouts. The Flex Alert said, during a Flex Alert, consumers are urged to reduce energy use from 4 to 9 p.m. when the system is most stressed because demand for electricity remains high and there is less solar energy available. Also, lowering electricity use during that time will ease strain on the system and prevent more drastic measures, including
when the sun
rotating
isn't
power
shining,
outages.
there's no electric.
Right.
What do you mean it eases
And when the wind's
What?
not blowing, there's no power generator.
Ridiculous.
I know it's insane to think about, but
This alert comes as several cities in California will face over 100-degree weather. This is facts. Elliot, how do you say his last name? Mainzer? Whatever.
Good enough.
Runs California's biggest power grid. M said, it sends chills down my spine. It's amazing. We're making a real dent in the state's carbon emissions. Are you, though? On September 6th, 2020, the failed mayor of Los Angeles, Eric Garcetti, tweeted, it's almost 3 p.m. Time to turn off major appliances. Set the thermostat to 78 degrees or use a fan instead. Turn off excessive lights and unplug any appliances you're not using. We need every Californian to help conserve energy. Please do your part.
Oh my God. This is what they did in Spain, by the way. I forgot about this. This is what they did in Spain. They told everybody there, they turned off all nuclear power. They're trying to shut off coal over there, any amount of any carbon-based power production. And they're telling the people, turn your thermostat to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Over there, they do it in Celsius, but it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And you're not allowed to have AC for certain periods of the day, and so on and so forth. I mean, again, ladies and gentlemen, again, there it is, 2035. Right there's the date, 2030. This is their marching orders. This is all over the world, and especially the Western world, the globalist-controlled world. This is what they want to do, and they're rolling it out. They keep rolling it out, and this is what Biden wants to implement all across the country. Get rid of the infrastructure, roads, other things, because I mean, there is no infrastructure for any of this, and so it's just going to shove us all off a cliff. And again, as you're seeing,
78 degrees. Nope.
They don't need to shove me off the cliff. I'll jump.
and as you can see in California, I mean, they're already having rolling blackouts and things.
Y'all
You're not
heard
allowed.
it.
You're not allowed to even
Princess is
charge the
willing to
vehicle. So,
jump.
anywho's,
Shall I proceed?
You may.
Go for it.
All right. Knowing that California deals with blackouts, some Californian leaders, led by Count Dracula, it's Gavin Newsom, I'm just joking, thought it would be a smart idea to ban the sale of gas-powered vehicles by 2035. Now they are urging residents not to charge their electric vehicles due to concerns about the power grid and blackouts. No, really?
No.
During his monologue on Tuesday, okay. Are we
Oh.
not? Okay.
I mean,
we can skip that. I don't care. Whatever you like. It's your channel. Electric vehicles can be, above all, controlled by the people who control the grid, and that means the next time that California's energy regulator decides to shut off the power, you can't go anywhere. You can't leave California. Now, a few things you might notice about this. First, they're doing this because they're so concerned about carbon emissions, and burning fossil fuels adds to carbon emissions and is destroying the planet. If you actually were worried about that, what's the first thing that you would ban? Well, private jet travel, obviously. Private jet travel emits a lot of carbon. In just 60
Wait a
minutes,
minute.
a private jet emits more carbon dioxide. In fact,
private jets? Who flies in private jets? Are you talking
Kylie
about
Jenner,
these?
duh.
What, you don't?
Are you talking about these politicians that go and they pull their limousines into the back of the jet and they go and they take off so they can drive the limousine somewhere else?
Well, yes, that's exactly what you do. We can do whatever we want. We're rich.
You made me lose my spot, shirts. Where was I?
The
Okay.
private jet travel, obviously, private jet travel emits a lot of carbon. Right
Okay.
around right here.
Is there any
This one.
vodka?
Okay. In just 60 minutes, a private jet emits more carbon dioxide, in fact, than the average American household emits in 3 months in one flight.
I mean, as far as that goes, I usually don't finish the articles out because it doesn't really matter, because then it starts actually repeating itself over and over again. You can see the Hodge twins actually have something to actually say about it. There you go, reader.
The bearded Hodge twins.
Oh, clown emoji. Okay. California recently ruled to ban gas-powered cars by 2035, but just put out a warning to, quote, avoid charging electric vehicles, end quote, due to power grid issues and blackouts.
Blackouts? Are you kidding me? That's what's
What are
happening
those?
is blackouts?
What are
What is this? There you go.
Yes, 110%.
One in the same person, I think. I mean, I think the resemblance is more than striking. It's pretty spot on there. Anyway.
No, not at all. I'm just laughing. What's up, Tar? I see you, brother.
Structure of the weasel wrap. Structure. Divisible stratospheric deniability. Moist. Good morning, Peasants. Good morning, House Drinker.
As she just swallowed the giant
first and foremost,
Purell.
I will not be retiring.
She ran out of vodka.
I'm going to do this forever.
House
as,
Drinker is amazing.
with the advances in modern science, a high level of income, it's not crazy to think I can live to be 200, 250. No term limits for me. Oh, my mouth is dry. Hang on, I need a drink. That is some good hand sanitizer. But this is why we need more money for climate classes. It's like the wind was this big, right? This big. We can have winds this big just blowing all around. We're in a climate crisis. Excuse me. But seriously, I mean, do you guys really want to see my sensors blowing all over the place? And do you have any clue how long it takes to make my eyebrows look this fabulous? Of course you don't. You have no clue. Because you're peasants, right? You're not rich. You don't have mansions and expensive ice cream. I do. So that's why we need to raise the debt ceiling, right?
What a
Because
bitch.
raising the debt ceiling puts more money in my pocket. You see, Becky, you don't understand what it's like to be rich, but I do. You know, it's like I'm gonna do everything I possibly can to keep it that way. How about a round of applause for President Joe Biden? That guy's amazing. Am I right? Of course I'm right. I think his approval rating is like up to like 103% right now. He said he was going to abolish student loans. I mean, he's like the greatest president ever, you know, and he's building back better. You know what I mean? What is building back better, you ask? Well, building back better is basically lining our pockets with taxpayers' money. Something we've been doing for a long time, but in order to distract you, we have to come up with new catchy slogans that make you excited about being robbed. It takes a hero to be this corrupt. I just know that Trump has something to do with this, and I'm launching a full investigation, and I can promise you that I will impeach Donald Trump. Moist.
Moist. Private Public says you should always read the full article. I'd never read the full article.
Heck no.
It always it has the tendency to start repeating itself over and over again, and you get just upset with actually reading the same line over and over again. So that's
Very
why
redundant.
I never. Yeah, it's so redundant that it's ridiculous. As far as that goes, here you go. We got a small plane crash in El Cajon.
Oh.
Look at that.
Oh,
Just certain things just so happen to.
Hearing my reading voice.
There might be somebody that has a little bit of interest in this particular article.
Maybe not. El Cajon, a pilot suffered major injuries Thursday after a small plane crashed on a heavily trafficked street in El Cajon near an Interstate 8 overpass, authorities said. The pilot, a 65-year-old man from San Diego, was taken to a hospital and is expected to survive. Thank you. I had to lean in to read it. California Highway Patrol Officer Travis Garrow said in a statement, the CHP, which, by the way, their station is literally down the street from where this happened, just saying, began receiving calls reporting that the single-engine plane had attempted an emergency landing in the area of Greenfield Drive and I-8 about 10:35 a.m. The plane grazed a concrete railing on the freeway overpass, then skipped off the hood of an SUV headed east on the street below, Garrow said, adding that the impact caused moderate damage to the Hyundai Santa Fe.
Moderate? What is this, like skipping
Moderate.
rocks, like doing
Moderate.
like off
It just kind of flipped him up the side of the hill or whatever, sitting underneath the plane. Nothing big.
By the way, the area where it crashed, it's like two like bridges, like it literally went in between two freeway bridge type of thingies. So like, it's crazy that it even fit there.
You can off the main first picture, you can see there's one going each way right in between the two.
Yep. Okay.
Might have been trying to land in the median.
I mean, I think we get the point. It crashed.
Yeah.
It crashed. It took out a little car. And
They say what was wrong with it, or
No, it just says it was an emergency landing and whatnot.
yeah, he was probably
failed
trying to
emergency
land in that
landing.
median in between the roads there, but he didn't make it. He didn't make it all the way. or
That's
something.
kind of what I was thinking. Like he was actually trying to get up inside here somewhere.
Yeah, like in
knowing
between
that
the
there's-
roads.
Right, knowing that there's traffic on both sides and just kind of, or
Right.
being that he actually hit the
Failed
car in
ever
between.
so slightly.
Maybe did try to do so and tried landing on this side of it and skipped up and over and down.
Oh yeah, maybe
into
that's
the-
right. Yeah, because the median will keep
that's
going.
my thought on it.
So where the cameraman's standing in the median then is where he was trying
Yeah.
to land, but then he skipped and went too far or whatever.
Right.
And so that's why there's not as much damage. Maybe he had already stopped kind of there-ish, or did he go right in between the road and crash? Like
I would almost think that he'd have to have been low enough going up into that or whatever, and most likely took out some of the brush or along this or whatever, and actually took
That's what makes more
straight
sense,
down into that hole.
Mhm. And there is a small airport about 10 minutes away from where he landed.
Oh,
So,
jeez.
I'm kind of surprised that it actually made it as far as it did down into that hole or that gap in there or whatever. If you look on the other side, you can actually see that there's an actual like guardrail, like midpoint. I'd almost think that it would have actually have hit the guardrail on this side of it and kind of, scraped itself along that before actually dipping down inside there. That's just my opinion anyway.
Could you
Thoughts
imagine
on
you're a
that?
car going down the road and there's this plane just like following alongside, just going down and down and then like skidding along?
I would have a heart attack. Deceased at 29 years old from a heart attack.
So I was looking for some interesting articles to do the wrap up on, and I figured that was a good one. That was actually given to me by
A good friend.
a good friend.
Oh my God, yes! I was going to pull this up.
Massive Alfredo sauce spill results
Forgot
in
all about
Tennessee
this.
highway closure. Yeah.
No, not the sauce.
I know I've
Not
seen
the
several people on
sauce.
Twitter. They're like, no.
Quick, everyone, grab a straw.
I know, right?
I'm getting
Jump
a
out
shovel.
of the car. Yeah, right. A shovel. It's just like a snow shovel. It's like,
Slurp it up.
hey, it's got snowy outside today. Just all of a sudden.
Okay, I guess I'll start. A crash involving a semi-truck resulted in Alfredo sauce spilling across Interstate 55 in Memphis, Tennessee. On Tuesday, a tractor-trailer hit a retaining wall along the interstate highway, flipping the truck on its side and splitting it open. A reporter on the scene noted it was carrying jars of Five Brothers Alfredo sauce at the time of the crash.
Not the good stuff.
I haven't tried it before. Is it good?
Yes,
I don't know. I don't need that kind
it's fantabulous.
Right. Okay.
I don't eat creamy white sauces.
I do.
Giggity, 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 giggity.
Okay. The sauce spread across all lanes of traffic, closing down the northbound lanes in the area and all but one southbound lane. While the crash happened just before 5 p.m., it would take Tennessee Department of Transportation employees over 6 hours to clean up the mess. By Wednesday afternoon, the highway was cleared and open to traffic.
You can see there's a nice little. Sorry, headphone users.
I mean, look at it. It's all over the freaking place.
It looks like giant cummies.
Susie said, "Damn it, where's the pasta?" Susie, boil it and bring it over.
I know, right? Just like eat it right off the pavement and just be like, oh yeah.
Party on the I-88.
It's like a giant picnic going on now, right? It's like everybody's just sitting around the road, just like stirring up their
Just
noodles and the sauce.
I'd love it.
It's just, you can
smell it.
I bet you could. Holy shit. Like you're driving past, you roll down the window, you're like, is that garlic? You look over and there's like, oh my God. Yeah, I saw that earlier today. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's funny. Maybe I should have waited on that one.
New Jersey man sentenced to 3 years in prison for selling Brady Super Bowl rings. What?
Yeah, right. Look at all the Super Bowl rings that he has.
Are they fake?
How did he obtain them?
What? Okay. Santa Ana, California. A New Jersey man was sentenced today to 36 months in federal prison for posing as a former player for the... No, he did not. Okay. Player for the New England Patriots, which allowed him to purchase family versions of the team's 2016 Super Bowl championship ring, supposedly as gifts to relatives of quarterback Tom Brady, one of which was sold at auction for more than $337,000.
How long do you think this guy's going to go away for?
Okay. It already says 36 months right there.
It's amazing that he only gets
3
36
years.
months and gets a $63,000 fine for restitution on it. It's like, wait a minute here. If anybody did this shit, they should actually go away for a little bit longer than that. And get
Seriously.
charged with a lot more.
Isn't that like almost identity theft? Almost.
I mean, yeah, I guess when you actually think about it, I mean, he's actually stealing more than just rings. He's actually stolen this guy's likeness, and he's trying to sell it. He's trying to pawn it out for $337,000 per ring.
He's probably one of like the anti-Tom Brady people because they, they set up the Super Bowl stuff and whatnot. Allegedly deflating footballs and things.
And you can see why we don't read the whole article, because the article would have just repeated itself about 4 times.
I would have fell asleep in the middle of reading.
Yep.
Impressive.
Wow. $11.8 million worth. Jimmy, you're so loud. My ears.
Is that like one of those instruments that's like you rub the stick across the bumpy, rounded thing or whatever the hell, like the grater thing?
I don't hear it.
What?
Who? What? Is that supposed to be me?
I don't know what the hell you look like off the top of my head. I wasn't drawing anybody. It's just the news, and some chick was reading me the news, so I wanted to draw some chick reading me the news.
Okay. Well,
back to the news.
Back to the news.
Back to the news.
Yeah, you're welcome, TR. He says, wow, 3 hours. What a treat. And 2 special guests. I mean, yeah, exactly.
Right?
We do it.
Appreciate you popping in here, by the way. It's good to get some good readers in here.
Oh.
Casually throwing shit.
Whenever you'd like. Go ahead, hit up the article.
Yeah, back to the cocaine. I'll let you know. Oh no!
Oh
no!
Did I offend her?
No, I'm sure that there's other reasons. So $11.8 million worth of cocaine was found in baby wipe shipment entering Texas. Oh, really? Nearly 2,000 packages of baby wipes were seized in Laredo, Texas after federal officers discovered narcotics hidden inside. Oh, didn't we just read an article sort of similar to this yesterday where there's a bunch of weapons that were shipped to a school? And now all of a sudden today, we're like, oh, now there's drugs with baby wipes. And, I mean, if they're going to continue to not know what they're shipping and where they're shipping it, why are they shipping anything in particular?
Oh, they're shipping it directly to Hunter Biden's residence. Shipping it to,
Hey,
it's going right there.
She's back.
Cox.
Oh, hey, you have glasses. That's funny.
That's why I was laughing.
Is that
I was
me?
I see
Show
now.
it one more time. See, is that
That
me?
doesn't look anything like you. You have brunette hair. Get out of here.
All you got to do is just shade it in a little bit.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to hiding.
Okay, bye.
Go back to hiding.
Do you want me to Read it?
Oh,
Did
well,
you-
I mean, we can. I mean, yeah, go for it. Why not?
Did you already start reading it?
We kind of hit on it, and we kind of said something
Oh.
about
A
the
bit.
2,000 packages or whatever, and we just
all
read
going
something
straight to
yesterday
Hunter
that went
Biden's
along
residence.
with weapons being shipped to a school, and
Those are probably going to Hunter Biden too, probably.
they have no clue where things are actually going nowadays, so they're just gonna.
He'll pick the one out that he wants, and then he'll dump the rest of the pistols off in like a couple of different trash cans around schools and stuff. Anyway,
If you already covered it, then we don't need to read it. We can
Okay.
move on.
We'll move on. There's one left.
yeah, Hunter's back to the real stuff now. It's not the Parmesan anymore, folks.
And because I was told that we actually do too many serious
Rehab
articles,
failed.
I was trying to bring up some towards the end that wouldn't be so bad, and it would lighten the mood so that everybody could go to bed with a happy thought.
That would be a happy shot.
You can see it says Billy Joel's face is impromptu Olivia Rodrigo performance here. Let's just go to the performance so you can actually see what's actually going
Oh
on.
no,
here.
we're gonna get a strike or a.
Oh, no. No, it's-
copyright.
It's even if it is, it's at the very end, and I can remove it. It's.
Oh, you X'd out of it.
I did because it's not allowing me to just view the performance. It's making me go over to.
I got you, Madcore. Just
it's
send me
water.
a link.
Jessica can read my news anytime.
Oh, it's
That's
Madison
cute.
Square Garden.
Olivia Rodrigo performs "Deja Vu" alongside Billy Joel. So, I mean,
I bet that she knows Billy Joel, 'cause you played it up.
you can see how she's singing, and what they're pointing at is the look on his face. He's just like, he's so disturbed.
Now you get deja vu.
It's just kind of he's like, slow clap you because that's
Oh my god!
just the horse shit.
He's just like,
He's like, are you done?
great, yeah, great job. Shit.
He was not
He
satisfied.
is not satisfied. You can see the look on his face. He's like, "What the? That was
What are you,
horrible."
hell did
yeah,
I
what
just
are you
listen to?
doing? He must be hearing the non-auto-tuned version.
Literally, right? That's all this
He's like-
damn music is.
He's like, "But I thought you knew how to sing."
Yep.
She's up there smiling away. The contrast is just great.
Do you think she knew he had that look on his face? I don't think.
Oh,
she
no.
knew.
No,
It doesn't look
Not
like
until
she
as
knew.
soon
she's
as
seen
she
something
turns
of-
around, he just changes it, right? Like as soon as she's like,
I hope this becomes a meme.
Oh
What
my
the
God.
fuck this gal doing? Looking at her like, what the fuck did I do? Why did I even join this horse?
how did I end up on this stage tonight? Poor Mr. Joel. He's like, yeah, all right, I'll sing with this young star. Sounds great.
saying, what is your
T-Rex.
hair, youngster hair?
What is that? Are you gonna get us copyright?
No, I didn't play enough of the song for it to get.
No, the link that T-Rex put in the chat.
Play this video, please. It's cool AF. Let's see.
He's previewing.
I'm not. I'm actually trying. I can't click on links because it doesn't allow me to. I have to actually
Oh, I
copy and
got you.
paste them.
Oh, I see. What a pain in the arse. The last Mimsy is still here. I love the little elephant. That's the cutest fucking elephant.
What the hell is this shit? Oh my god.
I just pulled that.
So real quick, so we blame Taylor Swift for this.
Yes.
Holy crap! Even I can sing better than that. I
Anyone
can't
can.
sing.
Anyone.
Oh,
can, yeah.
I'd be so mad if I went to see Billy Joel and this girl came out.
Oh yeah.
I'm so tired of the non-singer era. Get a vocal teacher or stay off stage.
Yes, thank you.
Have you heard her song? I think she did Driver's License, didn't she?
Jimmy knows more than any of us do. This is how you want Billy Joel to look.
Hip hop and R&B.
Stay with it.
I mean, the look on his face is just gold.
She's not even checking with him. Like, she doesn't care about what he thinks. And that's not a good thing if you're doing a duet.
No, right. You'd want the other person to actually know what the hell you're actually doing.
Well, you got to be in sync.
Okay, so I don't know what TR is actually getting us into here. I have no clue what the hell this is. I kind of looked at it, but it looks kind of fun. It looks like something that we should probably cover on like a Saturday as opposed to covering it now, but we'll do it.
Get along, little doggy.
We'll do it. So it says Crazy Rocket Man.
Engine meltdown.
Hey buddy, Crazy Rocket Man here, out in the desert.
He refers to himself as Crazy Rocket Man.
Fantastic.
Just out in the desert.
Things red hot.
Holy shit.
It's so red hot that you can see glow coming from it.
Why the hell isn't his like beard catching fire? I would be mildly concerned having that long a hair. Oh, thanks, Jimmy. I love baby Ellies. Yeah, that looks so cute, Mimsy. I want to draw it. That's adorable.
They look like the pipes are just glowing.
The whole engine is this bright red.
Holy Hannah.
That's a little bit hot. Oh no, look at that. My engine melted.
Oh, it's destroyed.
Oh my god.
All right. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
The mounts broke off. And it melted the whole thing off the end. I'll tell you why that happened. Because my diesel pump didn't come on. So that was all propane. And propane runs really hot. Oh, that's crazy. Look at that. Man, this is absolutely amazing. I have never had anything like that happen before.
I also have something, Frogman. I just put it in the private chat.
Like that. I guess I'll look up at the video.
Oh my lord.
Wow.
At least he would have gone happy if he did.
That's so great.
Oh my lord. Jimmy.
Bro, this video has been in my head all day and all day yesterday.
Oh, I was sharing it. Hurricane Surfer. To make it a big screen. We'll go back a little few seconds and we'll replay it.
There's a person surfing a huge wave out there.
They're like, yeah, let's get it.
He's still going.
He's still going.
There's one where that one freaking Black Eyed Peas song is playing, and it's like hop, hop, and then it like totally destroys the guy, and then he comes out the other side and he goes ha. Oh, that video is amazing.
All that being said, how's everybody doing?
Jimmy, I actually have a question.
Yeah, I saw.
Can you actually send me that? I want to use it as my StreamYard picture. It's funny.
This thing here? All right. Then I'll have
Make sure you sign
Sign
it,
it?
though. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that. Are we friends on Discord?
She's in Discord.
Maybe.
Yes, you friends, FRENS, friends.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll have to have a way to
Okay.
hit me up on Discord, and I'll send that to you. I can make the hair like brunette, actually. That'd be a good time.
That'd be funny.
I can put some color to it too and shit.
You can put your face back on, Koolfrogg.
Oh. I mean, it's fine. It is what it is.
But
There you
yeah,
go.
that's yours, Jessica. You can have it.
Yes. Finally, I got one from you.
It is not hard. Asking you shall receive. Knocking on the door shall be opened unto you in the kingdom of heaven.
I'm just kind of waiting. I got somebody over in Discord trying to send me a message, so I was kind of waiting for that to come across to see if it was anything that was worthwhile reading. Oh, look, there's Prepping. What's up, Prepping? How you doing?
Oh, saw it.
Hi, Prepping.
So, how's everybody ready to? What do you got here, AmericaShirts? How's this shit?
The Rockefeller fortune, a worldwide network of contacts.
Everybody was happy.
The
Let me take it down a notch.
CFR, Bilderberg, and the Trilateral Commission. If the measure of a man is what he does with power, then it should be remarkably simple to take the measure of David Rockefeller. So what precisely did he do with all this power? This is no great secret. He made no effort whatsoever to hide his aims or intentions, as he himself freely admitted in his 2002 memoirs. Some even believe we are part of a secret cabal working against the best interests of the United States, characterizing my family and me as internationalists, and of conspiring with others around the world to build a more integrated global political and economic structure. One
Very
world,
apt.
if you will. If that is the charge, I stand guilty, and I am proud of it.
You know,
Just unabashed.
I mean, this is that's what they write in their books. I mean, go read the books. I mean, they just say it. Anywho,
Tonic asked the
Laura,
question, who is John Galt?
John Galt.
No, that's an answer to a question. He's playing Jeopardy.
Oh.
Some rando.
What the hell, TR? What the hell's that? Who killed Alexander Hamilton? Got milk? Okay. What the fuck? Is that who?
John Galt.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm like. Who's this John Galt person?
All right, I'll freaking look it up.
John Galt is a character in Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged.
Oh, I love Atlas. Do you know what happened if Atlas shrugged, you guys? You know who Atlas is?
I haven't read the series myself, no.
Atlas is the giant that holds up the world on his shoulders.
Okay.
If Atlas shrugged, kaboom.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, see, I'm so far behind the time of actually paying attention to anything.
Got milk. Yeah, of course. Everybody remembers that commercial. BioShock. BioShock is a good series. Hey, Tony, you got to play System Shock, dog. You got to play System Shock.
It's a Got Milk commercial from the 90s. No, yeah, I mean, I get the commercials. I remember the commercials, Got Milk, where they actually would drink milk and they'd leave milk mustaches. But I don't know what that has to do with anything else, so I'm like super confused.
Tony, noted. Good. Dude, System Shock is where it all started. That game was so ahead of its time.
Tonic. Like, who are you talking about? Tonic.
Tony.
Tonic.
Tony K.
Tonic.
Alan Barr.
We'll get everybody to call him Tonic because he actually doesn't mind it and he thinks it's interesting how we actually call it out as being Tonic because it totally looks like it says Tonic.
All right. Oh, there's Jessica. All right.
So, all that being said, we're all good. 3 hours, 20 minutes. Everybody say goodbye.
Later, peeps.
Good night,
Bye,
everybody.
guys.
Oh, I suppose we could actually show ourselves out. Everybody make sure you check out AmericaShirts.com.
That is AmericaShirts.com, the most base shirts on the planet. You heard it here, folks. Shirts got 2, Dragon Man, so I'm not that fake anyway. I am the best after all. You can save 15% off any shirt in the store by using discount code Koolfrogg. And you should totally get my new t-shirt, Abolish the FBI. That is the most popular one. It's the only one that's been ordered as of yet. But yeah, totally go grab one and join the movement to abolish the FBI. Also check my Rumble, where I posted a new video over there, a clip from this show, where I talked about everything that you need to know about the Mar-a-Lago raid. So there you go. Check that out as well. Sub over there.
You know what I really appreciate about your website?
What's that?
That Bill Gates, Freddy Krueger thing. It's probably the image from your website that lives most rent-free in my head.
Well, you know, I kind of live rent-free in a lot of people's heads.
Ah!
Yeah.
That being said, everybody make sure you check out Jimmy YouTube.
Yes, you
He's
can
not
follow me
too
here on
scared of
YouTube
me.
or on Twitter at RealAnimeRich or on TikTok at The Atlas Pass.
And of course, Jessica, how you doing? You want to have anything to say?
No.
No. Jessica does have her own channel. Everybody make sure you check out Jessica's channel. She does do some gaming, and it's fun to actually see a girl actually play games. That being said, if you want to support me right away, you go to buymeacoffee.com/Koolfrogg. Otherwise, there's a PayPal link if that doesn't work out for you. Check out my Rumble site. Check out the locals. I will be doing something on the locals very soon. I just need to actually get the time frame down on when I want to actually do it and try making it a regular time. I don't want to do some randomness on it or whatever. I'd like to actually make it a schedule so everybody knows where to find me and when to find me.
Yeah, and folks, again, go over and sub to the Rumbles and the locals because you never know what could happen here in the coming months, and they could just boot whoever the hell they want.
As far as the Rumble goes, if America Shirts was wrong, I don't have over 500 followers over there. I only have like 30. I don't know what the heck he actually seen, where he's seen that, but you know.
Oh, I thought you meant in comparison to this channel on YouTube. That's what I thought you were saying.
No, I got a lot more followers. Sorry, what's up, Jessica?
I said I put all the links in the chat so it's easy for the viewer. I literally just put them all there.
There you go.
Jessica,
if you didn't see the ones that were actually there, it looks like TR was also trying to do the same thing. Click on those links. TR does have his own link. I don't know why he doesn't put his own in there instead of putting somebody else's, but he has a channel as well. Eventually, he'll do more if he actually realizes that people are actually interested in what he may have to say.
I got you.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Toodles.
Later, night.
Later.
Ah,